So I just want to start off by saying that this video is going to come about because of the Sabbath study that I had with the sister Sheila, Terry, and Dominique yesterday. So I have been having a hard time trying to figure out how to teach the youth, because I've already made a video about why why the why the so-called ish people have a problem with young black people. Why? So-called black people, in fact. Why do they have a problem with them? What is the big deal? Why? It is because we have the power to call on the Creator here. Now, Sister Terry and I and Dominique, we don't teach each other. We each study individually, and then we come and we throw the things out, throw out information from each other, and we sit and we try to come together and figure out what the words that originally was written in the Tanakh and the Torah. The original book, not the book that they gave us, the original book. And something Dominique said, because I have been trying to figure out how to teach our youth. She says, do you share what you learn from these classes to the youth? And I have been trying to figure out how to do this. And then she said something later on. She said, they teach us to use the Creator as a God of convenience. A convenience. This is what Sister Dominique said. So this video is coming because they have taught us to use the Creator as a God of convenience. And the Creator asks you to seek the Creator with all your heart and all your soul and all your might, and with that. And they have not taught you to do that. They have taught us to work, that we need to work, and we do need to work, but not the way they told us. They told us work is going to get a 9 to 5, paying bills, and that is what make you a good person. That is not true. That is not true. They have taught us to go into slavery. Slavery. So I'm going to try to break this down the best way that I have seen it, and we're going to go with the information with what the sisters brought to me yesterday. So I'm putting the information that they brought to me together, and we're going to go down the rabbit hole to hit the equator to unteach you the ways of the world and teach you what the true words that came out of the Creator had mouth, and what the true Torah is. And it is not what you think. There's no such thing as religion. Let's go. First, we're going to start out with the disclaimer of fair use. Fair use disclaimer. Fair use, because I am about to use a bunch of videos to first prove to you what the people are saying. And then I'm going to break it down and show you what the Creator has said versus what the people are teaching. We need to understand what the Creator here said in the beginning, not what religion taught you. Religion in jobs or slavery. They taught us slavery. And it's time that we delineate from religion and we delineate from jobs. This video is going to be called Teaching the Youth to Delineate from Religion and Work. Let's go.
To leave the plantation, but they were allowed to go to church. And slaves weren't allowed to read, but they were allowed to read the Bible.
And that right there, even though I believe in God, that right there is why I don't buy into Christianity. Like, how convenient it is that the person that oppressed us, kidnapped us, put us in chains, raped us, did so much unnecessary heinous acts to us, gives us a book that conveniently says, love thy neighbor, forgive thy neighbor, don't retaliate. And even after they let us out of slavery, they still lynched us. They still bombed our establishments. They're low-key still doing stuff like that to this day. High-key, actually. But it's like, why would the people that did all of those things to us randomly want to help us get into their heaven and save us? Unless it's not really about that. It's about control. And I hear a lot of people say, but, we had our own Christianity in Africa and stuff like that. True, but why, if, everybody's always talking about that logic, why does nobody practice the African version of Christianity? Why does nobody learn about that? Why do they just listen to the King James version, which, by the way, King James was a closeted homosexual. There's nothing wrong with being a homosexual, by the way, but in this book, they talk about how you're not allowed to be a homosexual. There's just a lot of things that, don't make sense, and I feel like when you really turn on your brain and critically think, certain things just really don't add up and people don't really have questions for them. Answers. I think, should I make a video about this on YouTube or something like that? Maybe deconstructing certain things or just, having a think piece?
So I am here right now to answer the questions. That is my job as the house of Jacob. This is my job to answer the questions that the old heads refuse to ask. See, they're stuck on religion. And then people are like, Tess, I thought you were a Hebrew Israelite. I am not a Hebrew Israelite. I've been accused of that. Oh, she's just a Hebrew Israelite. Believe me, there's videos made about me that have been posted on TikTok everywhere. She's just indoctrinated. She's a Hebrew Israelite. I am not a Hebrew Israelite. I am of the lineage of the Hebrews. I am of the lineage of the house of Ephraim and the lineage of the house of Levi. But I am not a practicing Hebrew Israelite because I am not in a religion. I am seeking out the true Torah and the true Tanakh. The book that they gave us is not what was originally given to our people. They gave us the slave Bible. And the reason the awakening started is for us to see that the Creator never told us sacrifice, never taught us to make idols, never taught us that somebody can die for your sins, never told us to pray to no gods, never told us we needed a Levite priest, never told us we needed to do any of these things. If you study this book in the Aramaic and the Paleo-Hebrew, you study the idioms, you will understand what this book say. And it's not a religion. It's a history book of past things that happened and future prophecies that are happening as we speak. And I'm begging you, youths. See, I was praying to the Creator and asking the Creator, who is my target audience? Because I thought it was everybody. I thought the target audience was everybody. It is not everybody. body. Then I thought, well, maybe it's just women. No. Maybe it's just y'all only people. No. It's the youth. It's the young. If you go back and study the history, who did the Creator save when they came up out of Egypt? It was only the people who were under a certain age. Who were the people who brought in the change? It was only the people under a certain age. And the Creator kept a few older people to teach the younger people. That's it. So that's who I'm here for. And then I thought, well, maybe the younger people, being that I'm 50, would be the people in their 40s and the people in their 30s. But I discovered something the other day, talking with my children, because I have a two set of children that they're in their early 30s, and then I have a set of children that are in their late 20s. My children that are in their early 30s, they're a lost cause. They believe in joining sororities, joining these groups. Just like that guy you just saw there. You could tell he's in the group. Why? Because he had that cap covering his eye. He's telling you, I have joined either Masonic group, I've joined this. Why? Because they believe in riches. They believe in if they have these jobs, and they got good jobs, they got all this kind of stuff, they got all these motorcycles, all this stuff they do, but they are suffering right now. They're suffering. Why? Because when you join these Greek societies, when you join all these things, they require you to sacrifice. So you're going to lose your children through some type of traumatic thing, and you're going to lose your wives and your husband, or you're going to lose your peace. They're going to try to get you to do humiliation rituals where you got to maybe have smacks with an animal, or smacks with a child, or smacks with a man and you're a man, or smacks with a woman, or you got to unalive some type of animal and drink its blood. They're going to get you to do something, and they're going to record it, and then they're going to hold it over your head, and they're going to bound you, and you're going to become a slave. And I try to teach my children not to do those things. I never did any of those things. I never joined any society, Masonic, none of those things. I never did it. And I fought. And I'm here to tell you, people, that the Creator of the heavens and the earth, of the universe, took care of me. The Creator took care of me. And I didn't have to join any of those things. I survived the worst of the worst. I survived everything. And I didn't need some club, some Greek society, some Masonic. I don't even need my family. I didn't need them. I don't need them now, and I didn't need them then. They've never helped me. They only hurt me. Because they did join those things. And they were required to do witchcraft and things to keep their money, to keep that society, to keep that societal job that they had. These things which are slavery. I'm going to prove this to you. I'm going to prove to you this. You don't need any of these things. If you do certain things that the Creator taught us to do in the beginning, we're the Creator's children. And when you're a parent, you have rules, right? I had things that I did for my kids. I told them, I'm teaching you these things so people won't be afraid of you when you walk down the street. I'm teaching you these things so you won't be a joiner. I'm teaching you these things. Well, my older kids, they became joiners. My younger kids are not. They're not joiners. They buck the system, they go against, and guess what? They're still taken care of. They're still taken care of. I'm taken care of. And I've never joined the system. I've never involved myself in it. I've never been a part of any of those things. I ain't take no pledges to be in nothing. My younger two won't do it. They refuse it. My older two did it. And my older two are suffering. Even though they got these cars, they got this stuff, they got all these things. So I was asking the Creator, show me. And I realized that the Creator showed me the youth. It is the young people. That's why the Creator showed me what it said in Jeremiah. And I will be showing you these things. And I pray these things don't go over your head. And I pray the other thing that doesn't happen to you. Okay, so over a week ago, I had a conversation with a ish man. I had a conversation with an ish man. And me and him, I broke down to him what I have learned, what I have read, what by reading the book in the Paleo Hebrew in the Aramaic, what the book says to me. And do you know, he told me that I was right, but he said, I cannot tell you this because I cannot get out and teach this, because if I get out and teach what you're teaching, I will lose my position. His job. Because he was like, you're right. We had a long conversation about this. And he was like, you're right. You've got the right information. You got it right. He said, but I know it's right, but I can't do it because I would lose my position. So he is willing to live on a sacrificial system because he doesn't want to lose his position that he has established based on money, based on religion. He's a slave to that money and religion. And he is using our Creator as a what? God of convenience. And it's time for you to choose now. Do you want the God of convenience that they provided for you? Or do you want the Creator, the first to last, the beginning and the end? It's time to elevate. It's elevation time. The Creator offered us elevation in the wilderness. And we turned it down because we was listening to the mixed multitude. I'm going to show you who the mixed multitude is. But let's go to the next video. Copyright disclaimer.
Consistently. Now, I'm going to read something to you that a slave master, an Arabian slave master, said about the black race. Just hold on. I have it right here. The name is Mema Mohammed, and he was a wealthy Arab slave trader in the 18th century. Now, of course, he bought the slaves mostly from West Africa, where they take them to Arab countries or Europe or wherever, and they waste their lives in miserable conditions. Now, hear what he said about the black race. He said, these black creatures were born to be in perpetual servitude. Mark those words. That's why I say I will read this first before I go back to the scripture. These black creatures were born to be in perpetual servitude. And were Muslim as a Christian to be our slaves forever. They and their African brothers who sell them to us have no sense of collective purpose. And they think nothing of killing and selling their own kinsman for a pittance. They have no God and they have no interest in dying for anything which is outside their daily feeding. The most gratifying thing is that even if one of the group shows signs of any potential or hope of being able to be a great leader to the others, they are the ones that will expose him, report him, and destroy him just for a few morsels from my table. They present no danger to us. They only growl like dogs at each other and no one else. Now listen to how it concludes this. We will shame them, treat them, own them, and rule over them forever. That was the verdict of a slave master that was trafficking, always trafficking in the sale of blacks to different lands and all of that. There is no group of people that ever went through that. That is just a fact. No group of people. And sustained for almost 430 years. That is just to say a few things about.
So, we are willing to sell our children, our progeny, our offspring for the morsels that are on the table of the other nations. He said that they don't have a God. Why? Because they provided us with a false God. One day who's going to swoop down and save us from other people, which is not true. We are made in the image of our Creator. The Creator, they're thinking the image is looks. No, the image is choice. We have a choice to say no. We can say no to religion, and we can say no to these jobs, and we can stop stabbing our own families and friends and our children, and our wives and our husbands in the front and the back for money that does not exist. It's not real. Everything belongs to the Creator here. The gold, the silver, the tree, the everything. And if you want to be free, you got to delineate from religion and from the jobs. And do you know who is going to do this? It's going to be our young people. It is prophesied that our young people are going to do it. And I'm here to tell you today to delineate from these things. Walk away from it. Why? Because the Creator has provided you with a mind that says no to these things. You don't want to be a joiner of the mixed multitude of the other nations, the Greek way, the ways of Babylon. You don't want it.
Isn't it interesting that the people that brought that book to my people told them that the God in that book made them masters and made my people slaves? Isn't it interesting that the people that brought that book put chains on the necks of my people and treated them like animals? Isn't it true that the people that brought that book hung my people, ate my people, slaughtered my people, sold my people, and then told my people that the God in that book ordered them to fear them, to love them, and to treat them like their God? Isn't it interesting that the people that brought that book taught my people not to revenge, but leave vengeance to the imaginary God? Isn't it interesting that the people that brought that book to my people stole their gods, the images, demonized their ancestors, demonized their beliefs, and colonized the beliefs of my people, gave them their so-called better God.
They colonized our book. They took our book and turned it into a religion. It was a freaking history book, people. It was history. Our history, and they changed it to their history and gave us their God and gave us their thing. And the reason why I'm saying God right now, because God is a demonic thing. When you say God, it is demonic. So I'm telling you on purpose that they gave us their demonic God to pray to bow down to, and to stay slave to. And it has worked for what the guy say, 430 years. But the time is up. Their time is over with. It is done. He just admitted it, that it was that long. This guy right here. He just admitted it. Was that long?
Isn't it interesting?
And it's very interesting to know that they know that our history book told a future prophecy that we were going to have to deal with this for a little over 400 and something years. A time and a half. I'm going to show you that our book is a history book and a book of prophecy. It has nothing to do with religion. I don't teach religion, and I don't teach Christianity. I don't teach Hebrew Israelitism. I teach you to be free. And the only ones that want to be free is the young people. The one in their 20s and younger. The rest of y'all love it. But as I used to hear people say, if you like it, then I love it. If you want to go on over there and stay in slavery, go on over there and stay in slavery. I ain't here for the old heads. I ain't here for the people in their 60s. I ain't here for the people in their 70s. I ain't here for the people in their 50s. I ain't here for the people in their 40s. And I ain't here for the people in their 30s. I am here like Joshua for the young people, for the youth, with the good news. I came with the good news. You can be free when you delineate from religion and from the jobs. That's why they're afraid of you. That's why they're afraid of you. Because they know if you walk away, their whole system fails. Stop repeating the sins of your ancestors, of your forefathers. Stop repeating it. Stop walking voluntary into slavery. Stop it.
And 9 times out of 10, the most corrupt person you know goes to church every motherfucking Sunday. And that's exactly why I have no faith in religion and don't believe in religion. Not only that, just the fact that during slavery, it was forced on black people to make them obedient and docile. And ever since, all hell's broken loose since it's been introduced to us. So, yeah, I'm not very religious, but I definitely believe in the Most High. And I believe that someday, very, very soon, the Most High will show us just how powerful He actually is. And also, who His people are and who His people have been this whole entire time. Because that matters.
It matters. And the Creator, Hea, who she is misnaming as the Most High, is showing up right now and showing out. But y'all thinking that the sky is going to crack open, you're going to see somebody fly down and come by in a chariot and save us like some prince, like they taught you in Disney movies. No, It's the opening of the eye for you to be able to see the truth for what it is. And then you are going to walk away from it. And that's when you're going to burn their kingdom down. And they don't want it. That's why they keep giving you all these different titles. Copyright disclaimer, people. I have the right to teach.
Isn't it? And
Let's talk about religion in Black American history. But we have to be careful how we frame it. Christianity in the Americas wasn't experienced one single way for Black people. During slavery, it was often introduced through a distorted lens. Select passages were used by slaveholders to justify control. So when people ask why religion is so present in Black communities, not just about conditioning or control, also about survival, adaptation, and meaning-making under pressure. See, the truth is layered. Religion was both used as a tool of oppression and reimagined as a tool of liberation. This is Black excellence. This is Black history. And remember, Black history is American history.
Religion is slavery. The reality versus the illusion. Church is the only place where the poor give God, the demon, God is the demon, money, and then come back to beg God, the demon, for money. Black people, they hate us. Black people hate everything about slavery except Christianity. They taught you that to be a good person, you go out and get this job working for some company, and then you die, and you get to go to heaven and walk on streets of gold, and that's when you get your mansion. The true Torah and Tanakh does not say that at all. Don't say nothing about flying away and going to a different place. No, it does not. It does not say that at all whatsoever. This is our heaven. We were given our heaven, and they have turned our heaven into hell with slave religions and slave jobs, and it's time to walk away. This video might get banned on a couple of places that I put it. Why? And I'm going to keep posting it and keep posting it and keep posting it until y'all delineate from religion and delineate from these jobs. They'll walk you into slavery and you don't know it. Tessa, y'all, I thought you taught the Torah and the Tanakh. I do. I teach the true Torah and Tanakh that were given to our ancestors that set them free. Not the religion that they gave you that made you slaves. I don't teach religion. I keep telling you, I don't teach Christianity. I don't teach Hebrew Israelites, and I don't teach English. I teach the original language and what the book truly says. And I'm telling you, our time is now. Our 430 years plus years, it is over for them. We've taken our punishment like the great men and the great women that we are. And we did it doing the Tootsie Roll, smiling and singing. And they can't even handle 2 years of suffering. And we did it gracefully for 400 plus years. We did it beautifully, still looking fly, still looking sleek. Why? Because we were made in the image of our Creator. We have a soul. A soul can't die. All a soul does is learn. We were put in this realm to learn. We were put here in this predicament to learn, so we can stop following the multitudes of the mouths of the other nations. Stop believing that what they got is good. Stop believing that the grass that they got over there is green. They provided you with a God. We don't have a God. We have a creator.
We're saying that the whole world is being held back by religion, and I totally agree. When I think about the parameters and the borders that it puts on people, it's exactly what it was designed to do, and that's exactly what it does. The reason why I'm specifically saying the black community is, one, because I talk to black people on my page, but two, because the way that religion has a unique way of the way is uniquely marketed to black people, and because of our history in this country, we've been here so long that we don't have roots in Africa anymore. That's why a lot of people
I am, disclaimer, we're not Africans.
are saying not African American, just black American, because some of the American citizens are black. Slavery existed in this country before this country was this country. This country became this country in 1776. Slavery lasted from 1619 to 1865. 250 years. Slavery lasted for 250 years, but we have been suffering its effects since then. Slavery was already here before this country was even a country, and they specifically robbed us of our heritage then. They took away our identity. They switched up people around so that they couldn't communicate with language, and we had to come up with new and creative ways to connect with one another, and we lost our spiritual heritage. And then they convinced us that everything from our spiritual heritage was witchcraft and demonic, and made us hate who we were and where we came from. They erased as much of our history as they possibly could. It only takes 1 or 2 generations, because remember, the idea of the rapture is only a few generations old. It wasn't in the Bible. They just started that in 1830. It only took a couple generations for them to erase our history completely, and they replaced it with colonized Christianity. And it's kept us in a chokehold ever since. So much has been done to keep black people from progressing in this country. When they freed the slaves, they did not want the black people to stay here. Abraham Lincoln didn't want the black people to stay here. They wanted to send them back somewhere else. If we're not going to have them as free labor, get them out of here. But they had erased our history so thoroughly that they didn't have anywhere to send us to. They was going to give everybody 40 acres and a mule, and they start sharecropping and this and that. Whenever we would create a community, they would burn it to the ground or just take it completely. How you think they got so much land for Central Park? They just took it. Whenever we built anything, whenever we had anything, they just took it. They kept on trying to hold us back. We started our own communities. They'll burn it down. We'll start it again. We had talents. We had gifts. We had spiritual connection that they couldn't describe. They tried their best to kill it. And the only thing that they could do to keep us down was to get us to hold ourselves down. And what did they use? The chains wasn't strong enough. The ropes couldn't hold us. What did they use to get us to hold ourselves down?
They use religion. They use jobs. When we volunteered to be slaves, it made things easy for them.
They put a backpack on us and told us to wait on Jesus. He's coming. Jesus is coming. You got to think about how you're treating me. Turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek. Forgive 70 times 7. Put your backpack on and wait on Jesus. He's coming. He's going to fix all this. You don't got to do anything.
Wrong. Ain't no Jesus coming. And you do got to put the work in. But they done told you the wrong work. They done told you to go to college, get this job, join the sorority, join this thing, join all this stuff. And you will be, and then at the end of the day, you're going to die. And then you're going to rise up out of this earth, go to heaven. You're going to get some streets of gold when you standing in the streets of gold. And they done told you that you were okay. You were the best thing walking because you worked for the man. You worked for the government, you voted, you did this, you listened to you complied, you did all these things. And they were lying. They turned our heaven into hell. They turned our heaven into hell. The earth is a heaven. And it looks bleak, it says in the book of Levi, because the lies that they taught us on earth, It looks bleak. It looks low. They have lowered the energy of this heaven by teaching us lies.
Don't start walking. Your ride is on the way. Don't start. I could have been home an hour ago. Don't start walking. There's a slight drizzle. It's a little inconvenience. Don't walk. The ride is on the way. I could have been home and back 3 times by now. The ride is coming. The only way that they could stop, they did everything to stop us. They murdered us. They lynched us. They tied us up in chains. They beat us with whips. They burnt our towns down. They took our land. They stole from us. They raped our women. They beat our children. And the only way that they could stop us was to get us to stop ourselves. And what did they use to do it? Religion. The sweet by and by, when the morning comes, all the saints of God gathered home, we will tell the story of how we overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by.
A policy that was written for foundational Black Americans alone. That's why it always says historically marginalized, underserved, people of color.
Historically Black neighborhood.
Right? And so what happens is that they write policy and they use our story to write it, but then give all of our glory to all the other groups that's up that can tap in. And that's another reason why delineation and disaggregation is totally important and necessary. And I want to make sure before I land that I say that, what the difference between that is. So delineation is what we're doing socially, right? So socially, we're putting foundational on the front of Black America because, again, you have Afro-immigrants that, because the word games they allowed to play with and that are empowered by this government, they can say, I'm Black in America, I'm a Black American. Foundational takes that away because none of them, there's no Afro-immigrant group that was here when the foundation of this country was being laid. That's why the term is so Trump tight when it comes.
So for everybody who thinks that when foundational Black Americans use the term or differentiate themselves from the rest of the pack, it's not because we don't like anybody. It's so that the government understands who we are. For a long time, we've been being used by the system, right, to prop up other groups. And then when it's time for us to receive what we need from the government, we can't because we're grouped in this huge ass group of people called people of color.
Okay, it's time to delineate from everything. Everything.
Of the Israeli government holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varney Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young Black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some Black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the Black community. The problem of Israel is with the young generation of the Black community. Black is with the young generation of the Black community.
This was an Israeli government official who was saying this. Not some low-level operative or some rogue member of their diplomatic corps. This was a senior member of their administrative government who was saying this on American soil. Their biggest problem wasn't Hamas or Hezbollah or the Palestinian Authority or Syria or even Iran. She said that Israel's biggest problem was young Black people in the United States.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the Black community.
You know, I wonder why Israel's biggest problem is the young generation of the Black community.
Well, here's the answer. Now, let's begin with the beginning of jobs, aka slaving for the man. Now, when we go to 1 Samuel chapter 8, you will see what the Creator told Samuel was going to happen to us. Now, common sense will tell you that if the Creator telling them that these things are going to happen to us, that means we wasn't living like this. That means this wasn't happening to us. This was only happening to the other nations. And why did we wanted to live like the other nations? We wanted to live like the other nations. Why? Because our men started taking the wives of the other nations, and then they got over there, them tricks. And I'm calling them tricks because they tricked them. They tricked them by telling them that in their nations, the men had all the power, the men had all the glory, the men had all the esteem. It was all about the man. Y'all need kings just like we have kings. Because see, the way the Creator set it up is we as a family whole did everything together. The woman had her thing to do. She had her power. She taught the Torah and the Tanakh, and the men had their power. They put the boot to ass to people who came over and was messing with the women and the kids. And it worked. And they lived in peace. And they lived in happiness. And you had your own land. You had your own food. You had your own animals. And you were straight. Right? You didn't have to pay no taxes. You didn't have to do nothing. You didn't have to go get a job. All you did was plant your food and save your food and taught your children at home. And you and your wife got along together. And there was no arguing, no fighting. It wasn't about this career or nothing. We didn't live like that. The Creator didn't put us on earth to do that. That is creation of man. The job. A slavery. Let's show you that man created slavery. And it wasn't the Creator. Let's go. When Samuel grew old, he appointed his sons judges over Israel. The name of his firstborn was Joel, and his second son name was Abijah. They sat as judges in Beersheba. And what did the judges do? In Deuteronomy 19, judges did what? They made sure that the laws were followed righteously. They made sure that nobody stole nobody else's land. They made sure nobody stole anybody's people. They made sure nobody did anything to anybody that went against the laws, the statutes, commandments of the Creator. But you said you don't teach religion. I don't teach religion. Because the Creator never gave us a religion. The Creator gave us laws, statutes, commandments. But they are not what they told you they are. The Creator says in Jeremiah 8:8, you don't know my laws. You don't know them. And they have never been taught to you. And this is why we're in slavery. That's why religion is a slavery. Because the judges were supposed to teach you the laws, the statutes, commandments, they were supposed to enforce them. And the priests were supposed to do what? Teach them. The priests were the women, the judges, and the warriors were the men. But they didn't do that. They didn't keep it because they started marrying the other women of the other nations who didn't know the true laws of the Creator had, and they started teaching the men, hey, why don't we do it the way the other nations do? Hence came jobs. And all the elders of Israel assembled and came to Samuel at Ramah. And they said to him, you have grown old, and your sons have not followed your ways. So that lets you know that the laws, the statute, commandments that were taught to them boys, they didn't do it. That right there is the signal right there. So that means we got to figure out what the true laws and statutes, commandments are. Then they said, therefore, appoint a king for us to govern us like the other nations. The other nations. So let's go see what the other nations did. Let's go find out what the other nations did to their people. And Samuel was displeased that they said, give us a king to govern us. Samuel prayed to the Creator, and the Creator replied to Samuel, heed the demands. Heed them, y'all. So what does the word heed mean? In the ancient Aramaic English concept, to heed, meaning to pay close attention, listen, and guard, does not translate into just a single word. Instead, it expresses thorough action-oriented root words that describe physical movements like guarding, leaning in with the ear, and hearing with the intent to obey. So the Creator said, obey them then. Since they want to do like the other nations, obey them. And then the Creator gave them a warning of what was going to happen to them if they do like the other nations. But they didn't heed the warning. The Creator says, I'm going these things. The Hebrew concept of heeding is what? To do what? To guard, watch, and protect. To hear and obey. So the Creator told Samuel, heed the demands of the people in everything they say to you. For it is not you that they are rejecting. It is me they have rejected, their true king, their true power. And like everything else they have done ever since I brought them out of Egypt to this day, they've forsaken me and worship other gods. So wait a minute, so they've been worshiping gods and not the Creator. So y'all been worshiping gods and not the Creator. I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back and for the young people, for y'all to understand and understand. You have been worshiping gods and not the Creator. You've never worshiped the Creator. You've never known the Creator. You never did what the Creator told you to do, because they never taught you. Says right here that they did not follow in the ways of Samuel. You know, the ways that the Creator had taught them. They never did it. They started doing their own thing. The Creator said, y'all ain't never follow me. Y'all ain't never did what I told y'all to do since y'all left up out of Egypt. The Creator said, y'all forsake me. They forsook me and worship the other gods. So these are demons. These are demons. These are demons. So they are doing to you. Heed their demand, but warn them solemnly and tell them about the practices of any king who will rule over them. So the Creator says, warn them. So the Creator didn't even let y'all go into this. Blind. Warn them. What does warn mean in Paleo Hebrew? In Paleo Hebrew, in Biblical Aramaic, the primary word for warn is zahar. Fundamentally means to shine, gleam, to send a light. So the Creator told us when we walked out of Egypt, where we were going to be the priests, the daughters of Zion, the house of Jacob were going to be the priests. And we were going to be a light to the world. So what we going to be doing? We were going to be warning the world. The difference between evil and good. The difference between the wicked nations and what the Creator taught us. That's what our job was. That's what our job was. Rather than a harsh threat or ancient linguistic meaning of a warning is an act of enlightenment. We were supposed to enlighten y'all. Hey, look. If you do this, this is going to be the consequences. If you do this, this is going to be the consequences. The Creator gave you a choice to choose it. Young people, use, because the old heads, they dump or you can't do nothing for them. You can't say nothing to them. They believe that they can drink some blood, they can be covered by some blood. I saw a woman just the other day that I used to go to church with, and I was talking to her and stuff like that, and she knows that I'm y'all owner. And she started coming up to me praying out loud, talking about the blood works, the blood works, the blood. Now, y'all, whenever you pleading the blood over anything ever helped y'all out of any situation ever in America? Ever. It ain't worked. It won't work. And I'm enlightening you, it will not work. Doing religion will not work. Getting a job will not work. I am enlightening you right now. I'm trying to stop this right now. This is the revolution. It is time to delineate from these things. I'm enlightening you. Enlightening, shining a light on hidden danger so someone can see it and stay safe. The Creator was told Samuel to warn them so they can stay safe, so they wouldn't walk into slavery, because we weren't slaves. We were free. The Creator says in Isaiah 58, for us to free the captives. I am here to free you from religion and jobs. They're probably going to ban this video. They're probably going to ban it. Why? Because these people really thought I came to teach religion. And I didn't. I never told y'all I came here to teach religion. I came here to set the captives free. And our old heads love being in captivity, or they wouldn't be teaching books, giving you books on how to be a millionaire. They wouldn't teach you how to get jobs. They wouldn't teach you how to do witchcraft. They wouldn't teach you how to do none of these things. They're still teaching you the ways of the world, of the other nations. And they're not teaching you, they're not warning you of you voluntarily walking into slavery. They're not teaching you that. What did we just watch in the video? The woman said the only way they could beat us is we had to beat ourselves. So they sent them tricks in. They sent them witches. They sent them to us and taught our men to that you want to be powerful, you want to be this, you want to be that, then do it our way. And let me show you what doing it their way got us. Let me show you what doing that way got. Now we were warned. I'm warning you. And the Creator told Samuel to warn them solemnly and tell them about the practices of any king who will rule over them. And Samuel reported all these words that the Creator to the people who were asking him for a king. And Samuel said, this will be the practice of the king who will rule over you. He will take your sons and appoint them as his charioteers and horsemen. And what is that? Charioteers and horsemen, them jobs, y'all. That's drivers. You a driver. Like Uber driving, you a driver. And they will serve as an outrunner for his chariots. Isn't that ain't that the delivery service like FedEx and all that? The king will appoint them as his chiefs of thousands and fifties, and they will have to plow fields. Don't we do all the work in the fields? The king will make you reap all the harvest. So we do all the work and they get the profit. Make his weapons. So do you work in the factory to make all their weapons that they need? To equip his chariots. So y'all go in and work at the car plant. And then they go sell it and make thousands and thousands of dollars. You made hundreds off of thousands of car you made, and they make thousands off of one car you made. He will take your daughters as perfumers, cooks, and bakers. They take our daughters and make them work in their houses. What, maids? He will seize your choice fields. So they took our land. They took our land. This was our land they took. And then tell us we don't own nothing and we will like it. They're going to take your vineyards, your olive groves, and give them to their courtiers. So they took their stuff and brought their people over, the immigrants over, and gave it to them. And then we keep saying, this is our land, this is our stuff, this is our land, this is our stuff. And they tell you will own nothing and you will be happy. And by the way, we're going to bring Jose and Guinevere and Czechoslovakia over here, and we're going to give them a position. And you better listen to them, and you better vote for them every 2 years and every 4 years. He will take a 10th part of your grain. So you going to do what? You got to pay taxes. They make you pay taxes on everything. The 10th, that's 10%. How much is it? How much is it on the dollar as we speak today? Ain't it 10 cents on the dollar for everything you buy? Ain't it 10 cents on the dollar for everything you spend? For all your grain, that's the grocery store. All your vintage, that's your house. That's all your units, that's the people that do the work for you, doctors, stuff like that. All your courtiers, that's your senators, your governors, your government officials, that's your courtiers. He will take your male and your female slaves. So, because we had people working for us, now we working for them. And your choice young men, so our young men works in their armies. And your asses, they take all our animals and put them to work for him. He will take the 10th part of your flocks. That's taxes, 10% on every year. After you pay taxes throughout the year, at the beginning of the year, income taxes, they take another 10%. And you shall become slaves. So doing this made you a what? Doing this made you a what? Mr. Real Talk's always talking about, whoa, I gotta go to slavery. Because it really is. He's talking about going to work. He's talking about going to work. Let me show you something. Let me show you what it means to have a job. Job, J-O-B. It means in first let's do the Paleo Hebrew, then we'll do the Aramaic. It says because Paleo Hebrew, Classic Hebrew, Aramaic is closely related sister Semitic languages. They share the same three root systems. Their core meaning of the name overlap across the languages. Paleo Hebrew, Classic Hebrew meaning. In Paleo Hebrew, the ancient pictographic script used to write Hebrew before the Babylonian exile. The standard biblical Hebrew is Iyod, is rooted in two primary linguistic theories. It means the persecution and hated one. So to have a job means you are what? Persecuted and hated. Most linguistic scholars derive the name from the Hebrew, which means to be an enemy, to be what? Hostilely attacked. To have a job means you're persecuted and hostilely attacked. And you wondering why your job treats you the right way you do. And when turned into a passive name, it translates to an object of enmity, the persecuted one, the hated one. This perfect mirrors the story of Job. In Aramaic, it means Paleo Hebrew persecution or warn of enemy. So it means one persecuted or enemy. So when you voluntarily force your children to get a job, they are being persecuted and their enemy. They are slaves. They are slaves. The Paleo Hebrew meaning of persecute, warn, and enemy. Paleo Hebrew is an ancient pictograph alphabet used by Israelites before the Babylonian exile. The scholars generally trace the meaning of two primary Hebrew roots. The root, this verb means to be an enemy or a hostile attack. When turned into a passive name, it translates to what? To persecuted one, the hated one. The word play with enemy, Ojah, or Iyod. The persecuted one and the hated one. Wordplay with enemy, Iyod, and the letters for Job, Iyod, and the word for enemy, Iyod, are exactly the same. It is the same, people. Why? Because there's no vowels in Paleo Hebrew. So these two words are the same word. Take the vowels out. Take this vowel out. Take that vowel out. Take this vowel out. Take this vowel out. Same word. So job, the word job means the exact thing as an enemy, and it means the exact thing as persecuted. They teach you to go get a job. Go get a job. Go get a job. Go get a job. So you can be persecuted and you voluntarily teach your children to do it. You force them to. And if you don't, you call them a bad person. You call them a bad person. You call them a bad person if they don't want to be a slave. The day will come when you will cry out because the king whom you yourself have chosen, the creator, will not answer you on that day. Why? You chose to do it. You chose to do it. The creator sent me here to set the captives free. Let's go to Isaiah. See, there's a difference between belief and knowing. There's a difference between belief and there's a difference between knowing. Let's go down to Isaiah 58. Y'all come sit down. Let's go to Isaiah 58. My job is to help set the captives free. Now I'm showing you right now about how we became captives in slavery for jobs. And now I'm finna show you how we became captives in slavery for religion. But first, let's show you that I am here to set the captives free. Is it 58, I believe? It's 58. And again, this is not for the old heads. The old heads not made up their mind. All they care about is making money. Now, these people teach y'all to cry to the Creator and do a fast. They teach this in the church all the time. The Creator never told us to do those things. So in Isaiah 58, it says, cry with full throat without restraint. Raise your voice like the ram's horn. Declare to my people their transgressions. I am here to set you free. To the house of Jacob their sins. To be sure to seek my daily and eager to learn my ways. I am here to set you free and show you the true laws and statutes and commandments that the Creator actually told you. I'm going to read this again. Cry out with a full throat, without restraint. Raise your voice like a ram's horn. Declare to my people their transgressions, to the house of Jacob their sins. To be sure they seek me daily, are eager to learn my ways, like a nation that does what is right, that has not abandoned the laws of the Creator Hell. They ask me for the right way. I'm going to teach y'all how to ask the Creator to show you the right way. The Creator said, you are made in my image. You're not made like the other nations. The Creator said, you are my inheritance. Do you know them people that woman said that they're afraid of? It says they are eager for the nearness of the Creator. Why, when we fast, did we not see? And why, when we starve our bodies, did we not pay no heed? What did I just tell you? Heed means what? Warning. Why didn't we see the warning? Why? Because the Creator never told us to do those things. That is the religion of the world, of the church, of the other nations that they taught you. It says, because on your fast day, you see to your business and oppress all your labors. What? Because the fast you did was to give me another job. You cry out for a new job. Cry out for a new car. Cry out to pay some taxes. Cry out to do this. And those are the things of what? Oppression. The Creator ain't going to answer you for the things of oppression. It says, because you fast in strife and contention. That is a wicked thing for y'all to be praying for somebody else to be in slavery. It says, and you strike with the wicked fist. What is wicked fist? Slavery. What did I just tell you what slavery was? Your fasting today is not such as to make your voice heard on high. It is such the fast I desire, a day for men to starve their bodies? Is it bowing the head like a bulrush and lying in sackcloth and ash? Do you call that fast a day when the Creator is favored? No. The Creator said, no, I ain't never told y'all to do this. I ain't never told y'all to do that. Why? You're doing the things the other nations taught you. They taught you you need to be powerful, like, and do what their king said. And now they done told you, in order to get their gods, their gods, their demons to listen, you got to starve yourself and beat yourself and suffer yourself and unalive animals and sacrifice this and sacrifice bulls and sacrifice calves and sacrifice this and sacrifice your family, sacrifice your children, sacrifice your wife, sacrifice your dog, sacrifice yourself. And the Creator says, no, I did not tell you to do these things. No. Creator says, no. This is the fast I desire, to unlock the feathers of wickedness. What? To unlock the feathers of wickedness. To stop you from learning wickedness. To untie the cords of the yoke. To untie the cords of the yoke. To do what? To get rid of the jobs. To get rid of the jobs. To get rid of the jobs. To walk away, to delineate. This is the slavery that I just showed you in 1 Samuel. To let the oppressed go free. To break off every yoke. This is what the Creator sent me to show you. It is to share your bread with the hungry. It is to take wretched poor into your home. When you see naked, clothe them, and not to ignore your own family, your own kin. Even though they teach you in the church, don't worry about your children, don't worry about your family, don't worry about your wife, don't worry about this. Just worry about doing what this demon tell you to do. Then it says, then shall your light burst through like a dawn, and your healing will spring up quickly. So when we stop doing everything in 1 Samuel chapter 8, we will heal. And then it says, your vindicator shall march before you, and the presence of the Creator shall be your rear guard. So the Creator says, I'm going to be your front and your rear guard. The Creator says that I will be your front and your rear guard. Where else did the Creator says that at? It says here, your watchman, this is Isaiah 52. Hark, your watchmen will raise their voices. I am a watchman. I am raising my voice. As one, they shout for joy. For every eye shall behold the Creator return to Zion. Raise a shout together, O ruins of Jerusalem, for the Creator will comfort the Creator's people. Will redeem Jerusalem. The Creator will bear the Creator's hold arm and the sight of all the nations. And the very ends of the earth shall see the victory of the Creator hand. The Creator says, do what? Turn away. Turn away. Touch not the unclean. What is the unclean? The unclean. I just showed you what the unclean is. Creator said, turn away from it. Walk away from it. It will destroy their system. And it's going to happen. I am here to wake up the youth. It's going to happen. You're like, no, it's not. No, it's about. It is written. It is going to happen. I told you this is a history book with prophecies. It is not a religion. I'm sorry. I'm clapping my hands because I'm tired of these people over here talking about this in a religion. It is not. It's a history book on how we got in these situations And the future purpose is how we gonna get out. And somebody's coming to tell y'all how to get out. I'm here, baby. The Creator says, you bear the vessels of the Creator head. What's the vessel? What is that? The true laws, statutes, commandments. For you will not depart in haste, nor will you leave in flight. For the Creator is marching before you, and the power of Israel is your rear guard. It says, my servant shall prosper and be exalted and raised to the greater heights. Just as many were appalled by him, so marred was his appearance. Why? Why? Because the so-called black woman is the worst thing on earth to everybody else. And these are the people that's coming to save you. I'm one of them. The Creator says, my servant is Jacob, and my chosen is Israel. I am here to wake up the young warriors. The word chosen means young warriors. The word chosen means young warriors. The word servant means person who listen to my words and then speak it. The Creator says, my servant shall prosper and be raised to great heights. They will not win this. They will not win this. Let's keep going. Now, I've shown you one of the ways that they have taught us, religion and the government has taught us to enslave our own selves. I showed you one way. Use delineate from it. The Creator delineate from it. That means what? Turn away from it. That ain't my words. That's the Creator words. Turn away from it. Now let me go show you how weak our ancestors were. Let me show you how weak they were. They were weak-minded, and they were faint at heart, and they would listen to anything that came out of other people's mouth, and they were not strong, and they did not believe. But our young people are strong. That's why they call y'all YNs. Because y'all are strong, and y'all don't let nobody bully y'all, walk y'all over, and turn y'all into slaves. Y'all won't do it. And that's why they don't like y'all. That's why they call y'all YNs. And that's why them other people scared of y'all. That's why they scared of y'all. That's why these people scared of y'all right here.
The young generation of the black community.
You know, I wonder why Israel's biggest problem is the young generation of the black community.
Right here, I'm finna show it to you. Now, let's go down and break down how we got into this bullshit ass stuff they call religion. It did not come from our Creator. It did not come from our Creator. Creator ain't never told us to do this stuff. Let's go up to Exodus chapter 32. Exodus chapter 32. Exodus chapter 32. And when the people saw Moses was so long in the coming down from the mountain, the people gathered against Aaron and said to him, come, make us a god who shall go before us. For that man Moses, who brought us from the land of Egypt, we do not know what has happened to him. And Aaron said to them, take off your gold earrings that are on the ears of your wives, your sons and your daughters, and bring them to me. And all the people took off the gold rings that were in the ears and brought them to Aaron, and this he took from them and casted the mold of gold, and they made a molten calf. And they explained, this is our God. So they created their own God. They created their own God. And what do you think we're getting passed down to us from day to day? What do you think getting passed down to us? Now, Moses ain't even came down with the law, statutes, commandments from him. Moses ain't even came down. But yet and still, these Negroes out here popping it like it's hot round a golden calf. Don't they do that now? Ain't that what they do now? The golden statue, these things to give you a star on the wall. Out in Hollywood, they do this. You got your gold chains around your neck. You worship those things instead of the Creator. In the church, they don't prop you up. This deity in front of you talking about he coming to save you. They created their own God. Let's go to, let me see if I can do Baruch in this book right here. Let's see if I can do First Baruch. If not, I have to go and do it on another platform. But hopefully they got it in here. Book of Baruch, and let's do, I think that's what I got, LSV. I think that's what I got. It might not be LSV. Let's see. Let's do the Apocrypha. Let me pause it because I'm going to have to find it on a different platform. So here is the book of Baruch. I'm going to read this whole thing, and I'm going to show y'all a past and a future of how we got to doing religion in the book of Baruch. It breaks down. It's 5 chapters. Let's go. And these are the words of Baruch, which Baruch, the son of Naras, the son of Mahasa, the son of Sadekah, the son of Adahaz, the son of Charles, wrote in Babylon in the 5th year, in the 7th day of the month. What time has the Chaldeans what time as the Chaldeans took Jerusalem and burnt it with fire? And Baruch did read the words of this book in the hearing of Jeconiah. So he went to the judges, the son of Jehoiakim, the king of Judah. He went to the king of Judah and told him, this is what is about to happen, y'all, to y'all Negroes. In the ear of all the people that came to hear the book, and in the hearing of the nobles and the king's sons, and in the hearing of the elders. Now we got a king, so we in slavery now. Because we didn't have no king in Samuel. Now we got a king. And in the hearing of the elders and all of the people, and from the lowest unto the highest, even of all them that dwelt at Babylon by the river Sud, whereupon they wept. Why they wept? They fasted and they prayed before the Creator. They wept and they fasted and they prayed. Didn't the Creator just say the faster the Creator wanted for you to free the slaves and free the oppressed? And they made also a collection of money according to every man's power. And they sent it to Jerusalem unto Joachim the high priest, and the son Checkless, and the son of Salem, and to the priests, and to all the people who were found with him in Jerusalem. And at that same time, so they done took collection of money, like they do in church. Like they do in church, y'all. Like they do in church. Sent it to the priest and had him pray for them. Ain't that what y'all do right now? And at that same time, when he received the vessels of the house of the Creator, they were carried out of the temple to return them into the land of Judah. The 10th day in the month of Sevad, namely silver vessels, which Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, had made. After that, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away Jeconiah and the princes and the captives and the mighty men and the people of the land from Jerusalem and brought them unto Babylon. Remember this part right here. And they said, behold, we have sent you money to buy you burnt offerings. Now the Creator told you, I ain't never told y'all to do that. Anybody that do this is an abomination to me. And sin offerings and incense, and prepare you a manna and offer upon the altar to the Creator. The Creator says, and pray for the life of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and for the life of the bastard son. Don't they tell you to do that now? Pray for your leaders. Don't they tell you to do this now in church? Pray for the leaders that are oppressing you. They're being oppressed by these folks, and they telling you to pray for them. Ain't nothing new under the sun. And that their days be upon the earth as the days in heaven. So they telling them to have long lives so they can rule over us and oppress us. And the Creator will give us strength to what? Withstand the oppression. Ain't that what they teach you in Christianity? That ask the Creator to give you strength to withstand the oppression, instead of teaching you with Isaiah 52 to tell you to turn away from the oppression. Well, Isaiah 58 to tell you to turn away from the oppression. Huh? Ain't that just what you learn every Sunday? And in fact, today is Sunday. You're at church right now learning it. In fact, you probably just walked out the building saying, Pastor Show did preach a good sermon. But it didn't set you free. Then it said, and we shall live under the shadow of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and under the shadow of Belshazzar, his son. And we shall serve them many days and find favor in our sight. What? Now this is what Judah, the Judeans, are teaching you to do. And they said, behold, we have sent you money to buy your burnt offerings and sin offerings and incense and prepare the manna. Don't we send these people money all the time? And then you go up to and march in front of the church, and then you march in front of the White House, and you march in front of Congress saying, you need to be fair to us. We gave you money. Pray for us also unto the Creator, for we have sinned against the Creator, our power. And unto this day, the fear of the Creator has wrath is not turned away from us. Why? The Creator said, if you praying so for you to oppress people, I ain't going to listen to you. I ain't going to come help you. I just read that to you in Isaiah 58. If you're praying for that, I ain't coming to help you. And ye shall read this book which we have sent unto you to make confessions in the house of the Creator upon the feasts and the solemn days. So the Creator said, I never gave you feast days. I never gave you solemn days. That's religion. And ye shall say to the Creator, belongeth righteousness, but unto us confusion of, but we have what? Confusion of faces. Why? Because they are following the ways of the other nations. And as it comes to pass this day unto them of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and to the king, and to our prince, and to our priests, and to our prophets, and to our fathers, we have sinned before the Creator and disobeyed the Creator, and have not hearkened unto the voice of the Creator to walk in the commandments that the Creator has gave us openly. And since that day that the Creator brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt into the present day, we have been disobedient unto the Creator, and we have been negligent. We have been negligent. What's the word negligent, people? Let's go see what the word negligent means. Why is it doing this? In the ancient Semitic word, the concept of being negligent was tied close to the idea of becoming too relaxed, drifting into a false sense of security, letting one's hand be slack. Because the Paleo Hebrew Biblical Aramaic share the same 22 letter alphabet root structure. The understanding of negligence come from concrete action oriented root words. Shalah. The biblical Paleo Hebrew one primary translates to negligent is shalah. In the ancient Hebrew lexicon, the root letters shin, lamed, carry the original picture of drawing out and slipping away. The dual nuances, y'all. When you put together shalah, literally means to draw out, to go astray due to being too quiet, to at ease and careless. For being what? Quiet and at ease. Ain't that what they teach you when you're in the military? At ease. The fascinating part of the Hebrew word, it means both to be at peace, prosperous, and to be negligent, to be what? Deceived. You've been deceived, my people. You've been deceived. To the ancient mind, when a person becomes too wealthy, comfortable, they drop their guard and their peace turns into carelessness, causing them to neglect their duties and wander in error. So they teach you to join these groups, get some money, you got a car, you got a this, you got a that, you got a that. And then they come for their payment. Now they coming for your children, they coming for your wife, they coming for your mama, your cousin, your dog, your cat, or you. You got to give up your life for that stuff. You got to unalive somebody or something. Do some embarrassing thing. For what? The wealth. Join those groups for the wealth. And it's a deception. Second Chronicles, where leaders are told, my sons, do not be negligent now, warning them not to let their sacred duty slip away. Second Chronicles 29:11. Do not let your sacred duty slip away. But we have. Says, we have been negligent in hearing the Creator's voice. Whereas the evils cleave unto us, and the curse of what? Of Deuteronomy 28, which the Creator appointed by Moses, his servant, at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt, to give us a land flowing with milk and honey, and like as it to see this day. Nevertheless, we have not hearkened unto the voice of the Creator, according to unto all the words of the prophets, whom the Creator sent unto us. For every man followed the imagination of his own wicked heart to serve the strange gods and the devil and to the devil in the sight of the Creator. So you're serving who? The gods, and you're doing what? Doing evil. Do you see the devil right there? Evil, devil. You are serving their gods, which is what? Evil, which is the what? What the devil is. In the sight of the Creator. Let's keep going. And therefore the Creator hath made good on the Creator's words, which the Creator pronounced against us, and against our judges that judge Israel, and against our kings, and against our princes, and against the men of Israel and Judah. So the men, it was the men. And I told you there was a precept to what it said in Exodus chapter 19. That the men are Israel. And I found it. And Judah, to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heavens, as it came to pass in Jerusalem, according to the things that were written in the laws of Moses. So the sacrifices didn't help. All the sacrificing, the meal offerings, none of that helped. What was matter is the obedience and the listen to the Creator voice. It didn't help them. That a man should eat the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter. Moreover, he hath delivered them to be in subjugation to all the kingdoms that are around about us, to be a reproach and desolation among all the people round about, where the Creator has scattered them. Thus we were cast down and not exhausted, because we sinned against the Creator, our power, our authority, and our power, and have not been obedient to the Creator's voice. The Creator, to the Creator, our power, apprehended righteousness. The Creator wants what? Righteousness. But unto us and to our forefathers open shame, as apprehended this day. They did what? They did open shame. For all these plagues are come upon us, which the Creator hath pronounced against us. Yet we have not prayed before the Creator hell. Because who you praying to? You're not praying to the Creator hell. Y'all don't even know what the Creator hell name is. I said it over and over again. The Creator name is Hey, y'all. You ain't even praying to the Creator hell. Y'all praying to demons and y'all sacrificing to demons. For all these plagues are come upon us, which the Creator hath pronounced against us. Yet we have not prayed before the Creator, that we might turn everyone from the imaginations of the wicked heart. What it just says, the Creator just says over there in Isaiah 58, what we supposed to be doing? Turning people away from what? The wickedness. Wherefore the Creator watch over us for evil, and the Creator have brought it upon us. For the Creator is righteous in all the Creator's work, which the Creator hath commanded us. Yet we have not hearkened unto the Creator's voice, to walk in the commandments of the Creator, that the Creator hath set before us. And now, O Creator, our power and our authority of Israel, that has brought thy people out of the land of Egypt with might in hand and high arm, and with signs and with wonders and with great power, has gotten thyself a name, as operated this day. What? Y'all done got, they done went and got them a name. And it ain't the name of the Creator. They done went and apprehended, they went and got them the name that appeared to them those days, and it was not the Creator's name. You just said they don't pray to the Creator. As appeared this day, the Creator, we have sinned. We have done ungodly. We have dealt unrighteously in thine ordinances. Let thy wrath turn from us, for we are but a few left among the heathens. Who is the heathens? In the original biblical text, the English word heathens translates to a word that simply means the nations, the peoples. And didn't we just read in Samuel they wanted to do the stuff like the other nations? Over time, these neutral terms took a religious cultural meaning to separate biblical Israelites from surrounding groups. The Paleo Hebrew goy, to be goy. They're goy, that are goy. They said we are few amongst all the goy, amongst all the other nations and the other peoples that y'all went to the Creator and asked to be like. Look where it got us. Look around Earth. Look at the stress we're under. And y'all gonna keep listening to these folks? These old heads don't give a damn about y'all. All they care about is their paycheck and if they gonna get some money. They're gonna get some followers so they can get some money. That's all they care about. They ain't trying to teach y'all the thing that'll set you free completely. They don't care. They're still trying to teach you to stay in bondage and work a job and do religion. They don't care. All they care about is whether or not they're going to get that money in their pocket. And the word money is a demon, y'all. That's a demon. Let's keep learning. It says, let thy wrath turn from us, for we are but a few left among the heathen, where thou hast scattered us. Hear our prayers, O Creator, our petition, and deliver us for thine own sake, and give us favor in the sight of them which have led us away. So these people who led them away, give us favor from the people who have led us away. So the other nations don't let us away from the true Creator and taught us their ways. That's why I always pray, empty me out of the ways of the world and fill me with your ruach, fill me with your walk, fill me with your talk, fill me with your praise, fill me with your laws, statutes, commandments, fill me with your ruach hakodesh, not theirs. They got ruachs too. They got laws too. They have it too. They got GODs, but we got a Creator. They got a God and we got Creator. I'm gonna say it again. They have GODs and we have a Creator. I serve the Creator. Hey, I don't serve a God. The God is created. The Creator is the creator of the GODs. And y'all serving the GODs and not the Creator. That all the earth may know that thou art the Creator. This word is authority. This word is power. They changed it to Lord and changed it to God because these are deities. That is Gadriel and that is Baal. Let me go show you. Because so y'all will know this, young people, because they ain't teaching y'all this. They ain't teaching y'all this. Yes, the Semitic word Baal is written In Hebrew, it literally translates to Lord, master, owner, husband. So when you say I want a husband, you're saying I want Baal. Let me show y'all something. Yes, Baal. They're teaching you to say Baal. Literally translate to Lord, master, owner, husband. Husband. They teaching you to marry Baal when you go get you a husband. And I'm going to show you something sooner that the creator said, I'm going to stop. Watch. Baal is a who? Canaanite deity. Baal is what? All right. Let's go see who with the name for. The connection between Gadriel, Mini, Luck, and Mini, Luck, Gadriel, Mini, and Luck is, and then also Destiny too. I'll add that in there. Origin is the word God. Who y'all praying to? You're praying to who? You're praying to who? And you're praying to who? This stems from popular linguistic theory. It shows you that the Gadriel, the true origin of the word God, is a fallen angel whose name was shortened to Gad, God, a figure from the apocryphal book of Enoch in ancient Gadir Ha'el. His name actually means wall of God, or God is my helper. He is depicted as a fallen watcher, but his name does not etymologically lead to the English God. Yes, it does. God, a pagan deity. But look, how do we know it leads to that? Because in Paleo Hebrew, there is no vowels. Take the A out, take the O out, GD, same name. So they can play in your face all they want to. But in Paleo Hebrew, in Aramaic, there is no vowels. So it's the same word. So GAD is the pagan deity of luck that gave birth to the word God. Come on. Come on. So, this word here, they took and made it Lord, was the word authority. This word they took right there and made it God is the word power. That's why I say, thou art the authority, our power. Because Israel and his prosperity is called by thy name, O Creator. Look down from thine holy house and consider us. Bow down thine ear, O Creator, O authority, to hear us. Open thine eyes and behold, for the dead that are in graves, whose souls are taken from their bodies, will give unto the authority neither praise nor righteousness, but the soul that is greatly vexed, which goeth stooping and feeble, and the eyes that fail, and the hungry soul will give thee praise and righteousness, O authority. Therefore, we do not make our humble supplication before thee, O authority, our power, for the righteousness of our fathers and our kings, For thou hast sent out thy wrath and indignation on us. Why? Because y'all the one went and asked for these dudes. Y'all asked for them dudes. Y'all the one asked for it. And then when the Creator gave it to you, now you're crying. For thou hast sent out thy wrath and indignation upon us, and as thou hast spoken by thy servants, the prophets. The servants is the people who listen to the words of the Creator here and give you a heed, a warning. Samuel warned them, they didn't listen. Now they over here crying. Thus says the authority. Bow down your shoulders to serve the king of Babylon. Oh, the Creator says serve the king of Babylon. Why? Because when the Creator tried to tell you to do my laws, statutes, commandments, what did y'all do? Y'all rejected the Creator. The Creator says in 1 Samuel 8, they're not rejecting you, Samuel. They're rejecting me. You did it, so the Creator said, go serve him. So shall ye remain in the land that I gave unto your fathers. But if ye not hear the voice of the Creator to serve the king and to serve the king of Babylon, I will cause thee to cease out of the city of Judah and from without Jerusalem, and the voice of mirth, and the voice of joy, and the voice of bridegroom, and the voice of bride, and the whole land shall be desolate of inhabitation. But we would not hearken unto the voice to serve the king of Babylon. Therefore hast thou made good the words that thou spakest by thy servant the prophet, namely, the bones of our kings and the bones of our fathers should be taken out of their places. Didn't that not happen? Don't they take our bones out of the graves and out of our mounds and out of our pyramids and go take them and put them in museums? And put them in museums? That was sound confirmation. And lo, they are cast out to the heat of the day and to the frost of the night, and they die in great misery by famine, by sword, and by pestilence. And the house which is called by thy name has thou laid waste, as it is to be seen to this day. The Creator said, y'all not gonna listen. And I prophesied this against you that you gonna do, because you did it to, they did it to themselves, y'all. For the wickedness of the house of Israel and the wickedness of the house of Israel. Now, we just saw up here that the house of Israel is the men. The house of Israel is the men. It says, for the wickedness of the house of Israel and the house of Judah. O authority, our power. O authority, our power. Thou hast dealt with us after all thy goodness and according to all thy great mercies of thine, as thou spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou had commanded him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if ye not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I scatter you. They told, the Creator told them in the wilderness with Moses, if you don't listen to these laws, statutes, commandments, I'm going to do this to you. Now, if they are sacrificing and all this different stuff, then why are they getting in trouble? Because we was never supposed to be doing that in the first place. The Creator said, I never told them when I took them out of Egypt about sacrificing or meal offerings. That's Jeremiah chapter 7, 22. I never told them about sacrificing their children on high places. It never even crossed my mind. That's Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 32. For I know that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Creator. I am the authority, their power. For I will give them a heart and ears to hear. Y'all, it's now time to hear, because we're still in the land of captivity. Do you got a job today? Do you have to go to work today? Then we are still in the land of our captivities. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name. What is the Creator's name? And return from their stiff neck. In fact, let's go look up the Creator's name. Haya is the biblical Hebrew verb root meaning to be, to exist, to become. It is direct grammatical root behind the sacred name the phrase creator revealed to Moses at the burning bush. When Moses asked the creator to name, the response is used first is Haya, Ahaya, Asher, Aya, which translate I am that I am and I will be that I will be. And the creator provided the permanent covenant name, declaring, "This is my name forever, and this is my name for more for what? All generations." So it says here, and I want to quick breakdown. It, da, 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 da. Be silent before me, O islands, and let the nations renew their strength. Let them approach, let them speak together, let them draw near for judgment. Who arouses the righteous man from the east? Righteousness accompanied accompanied his footsteps. He delivered nations before him and gave him mastery over kings. His sword made them like dust, his bow like wind blown straw. He pursued them and passed on in peace by path of his feet, and he never trod it. Whose act and accomplished this? Who caused the generations from the beginning? It is I, the creator here, am the first and the last, and I am he. And the islands saw and feared, and the ends of the earth trembled near and arrived. So it is who? It is I. It is I, the first and the last. And that translates to what? Hey, yeah. So the name of the creator is Haya, and the return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the creator. So you need to remember how they sinned and then stop doing it. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be what? They shall be what? Masters of that land. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power. And they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. O Creator Almighty, the power of Israel, the soul in anguish, the troubled spirit crieth unto thee. Hear, O authority, and have mercy, for thou art merciful, and have pity upon us, because we have sinned before thee. For thou endurest forever, and we perish utterly. O authority almighty, thou art power of Israel. Hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites and their children, which have sinned before thee, and not hearken unto the voice of thee, their power, for the which caused these plagues cleave to us. And remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon thy power and thy name now at this time. For thou art the authority, our power, and thee, our authority, we will praise. And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquities of our forefathers that sinned before us. See, I'm here to teach y'all what they sinned, how they brought us into sin, how they brought us into captivity, how they brought us into slavery, how they brought us false religions. This is what this is. We are now seeing now the iniquity of our forefathers, the lies they told us. Jeremiah, I think is 15 or 16. We're going to come and say we inherited lies. Then it says, behold, are we yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from our authority and our power? Hear, Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom. Y'all, do you have ears to hear? Do you have a mouth that confess and eyes to see how it happened? How happened it? How it happened? Israel, thou art in thine enemy's land. Thou art waxing old in strange country. That thou art defiled with the dead. Thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. For if thou hadst walked in the ways of our power, thou shouldst have dwelled in peace forever. If you walk in the ways of the Creator, you will walk in peace forever and ever, ever and ever. Learn where is wisdom, where is strength, where is understanding, that thou mayest know also where is length of days and life, and where is the light of the eyes. What does light do? It warns you. It enlightens you. And then when you warn, then you get what? Peace. Who have found her place, and who have come into her treasure? Peace is the treasure that you want. Not money. The treasure of the Creator brings you peace. Where are the princes of the heathen? Such are as rule the beasts upon the earth. So the princes of the heathen we're listening to. Such are as ruled the beast upon the earth. They had their pastime with the fowls of the air. And the fowls of the air are demons. And that's another idiom. Okay, let me see if it'll let me do it. So in ancient Hebrew and Aramaic thought, the phrase fowls of the air and birds of the sky was commonly used as an idiom or symbolic representation of what? Demons. So it says here, they had their pastimes with the what? Demons. And they that hoard up silver and gold, wherein man trusts, and made no end of their getting. For they that robbed in silver and were so careful, and whose works are unsearchable, they are vanished and gone down to the grave, and others are come up in their stead. Young men have seen light and dwelt upon the earth, but the way of knowledge have they not known, nor understood the paths thereof. The Creator says over in Jeremiah 6:16 to inquire about the path of old and then start walking on it. Therefore, nor lay hold of it. Their children were far off from their way. It hath their way from the what? The path of the Creator. It have not been heard of in Canaan, neither had it been seen in the men. So they don't know the way of the Creator here. It says the arguings that seek wisdom upon earth, and the merchants of Miriam. Remember, the merchants means what? Canaan too. And of the them and the authors of fables, they brought you what? Authors of fables. They gave you false doctrine. Not author of fables, paleo, but historically linguistic evidence does not support that. True origins, Greek, New Testament, fables, false doctrine comes directly from the Greek New Testament. So the false fables is the Greek New Testament, y'all. They're the authors of fables. They the what? Greek New Testament. They are the authors of fables, searchers out of understanding. None of these have known the way of wisdom and remembered her past. O Israel, how great is thy house of the Creator, our authority and power, and how large is the place of the Creator's possession. Great, hath none end, high, and unmeasurable. That means the Creator owns everything. Everything. So you can't pay the Creator with something the Creator already owns. Only thing you can do is obey the Creator's voice. There were the giants, famous from the beginning, that were of so great stature and so expert in war. Those did not the Creator choose. So they're saying there was giants on the earth, and the Creator did not choose them. Neither gave he the way of knowledge unto them. So the Creator didn't give the giants the way of knowledge. But they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished through their own foolishness. Who have gone up into heaven and taken her and brought her down from the clouds? Who have gone over the seas and found her? And who will bring her for pure gold? No man knoweth her way, nor thinketh her path. But he that knoweth all things knoweth her, and hath found her out with his understanding. He that prepared the earth for evermore hath filled it with four-footed beasts. He that sendeth forth light and goeth calling it again, it obey him with fear. The Creator is the one that has all of this. The stars shine in their watches and rejoice. When he calleth them, they say, here we be. And so we cheer, and so with cheerfulness they show light unto him that made them. This is our power, and there shall none other be accounted of comparison to our Creator. There's nobody that you compare to the Creator. Creator have found out all the way of knowledge and have given it unto who? Jacob. To who? The house of Jacob, not the house of Israel. Gave it to the house of Jacob. Who is who? The Creator's servant. Let's look up the word servant. In the ancient Semitic language, the concept of servant carries a deep spiritual, cultural significance that goes far beyond modern ideas of domestic chores. The primary word for servant in both ancient Hebrew and Aramaic comes from the root composed of the letter ayin, bet, dalet, pronounced ibad, evad in Hebrew, avad in Aramaic. In Paleo-Hebrew, the meaning in Paleo-Hebrew, each letter of the alphabet was originally a pictograph ayin. It means what? When combined the Hebrew letter, it means one who keeps his eye on the door of the house, one who watches the master household closely. It implies a person highly observant, anticipating the needs of the household and standing in the interest, ready to act. The cultural meaning of ancient Hebrew, ebed, can literally mean a bond servant. It is context in ancient Israelite, not always inferior. We often associate servanthood with cruelty, forced labor in ancient Near East. So the came from who? The ancient Near East. A royal servant, Ibad, was a highly trusted advisor, high-ranking official, top general to the king. So they are king, they are top general to who? The house of Jacob is the top general to who? To the creator, their king. Ain't that what it says in Isaiah 44? The title of the utmost honor, calling oneself a servant of a king or a deity, was a badge of loyalty. In Hebrew scripture, the creator proudly calls elite figures of Abraham, Moses, and Job, my servant, Ebed. It means they were trusted to carry the kings of kings' divine mandate of earth. Aramaic, it means to, let me show. Y'all go sit down. I just took y'all to potty. You can go potty a little bit later. So come sit down. In both Paleo, Hebrew, and Aramaic, the primary word for servant is derived from the ancient Semitic EBD, which carries the fundamental meaning of labor, work, or service. When used in the scriptures, such as famous as reference of Isaiah 41. But now listen, O Jacob, my servant. The word transformed from a simple descriptor of physical labor into a powerful title of high honor, covenant relation, and divine purpose. The word servant in Paleo Hebrew. In ancient Paleo Hebrew, the earliest pictographs is the eye that watches the door, the house. It is that of Aramaic word, the servant, abad. So it says the phrase you mentioned come directly from Isaiah 41. But listen now, Shammah, O Jacob, my servant, Ivadi. Listen here. It says here, look, specific words given by the creator. Listen here, Shammah. In Hebrew, Shammah does not mean just sound of hitting your ears. It means to listen intelligently with the intent to obey, to hear. The creator here, the creator's means to take action with the creator's words. Jacob, Yaakov. This refers to the patriarch Jacob, whose name is the heel catcher, a supplanter. So we're supposed to supplant the words to the earth. Here, the creator uses it to address the entire nation of Israel. No, it does not. And the descendants of Jacob. No, it does not. The words of Haya. If you are referring to Haya, this is the Hebrew root of the meaning to be exist. So no, it does not. I'm finna show you it doesn't. Why? Because the creator says this. We got two different jobs. I need a soul job. The house of Israel. This says, and Israel who I have chosen. It says, yet, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel who I have chosen. You are completely correct. The deep original linguistic connection in ancient Hebrew, the concept of being chosen is being a young man, being a warrior. All share the exact same root. When the Creator calls Israel chosen, the language paints a picture of selecting a strong, tested, elite soldier for a vital mission. So we just showed you that Jacob is the servant who hear the words. Israel is the soldier who go out and put boot to ass. Two different things. Gotcha? Gotcha. And they didn't want Jacob, the house of the women, to be in charge. So that's why they went and asked for kings. That's why they went and asked for kings. Because they, in the other nations, like the other nations, the men was the one who taught. And they were the priests. And they wanted it to be like the other nations. And then the Creator said, well, if you're going to be like the other nations, here's your punishment for doing it. Okay? See the difference? See the difference? Difference. Okay? So, he says, the Creator have found all the way of knowledge and have given it to what? The house of Jacob, his servant, and to Israel, his beloved. After did he show him upon earth and converse with men. This is the book of the commandments of the Creator and the laws that endure forever, and all that they have kept, it shall come to life. But such as to leave it shall die. Turn ye, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, and thou mayest be illuminated. Warned. Give not thine honor to another, nor things that are profitable unto thee of who? Strange nations. What does strange mean in Paleo Hebrew? Excuse me. I ate some vegan lasagna. It was so good. Oops. In Semitic languages, words translate as strange, stranger, carry legal, resolutions, and relational and highly visible meaning. The Hebrew word ger primarily means a resident alien or a sojourner, someone who leaves their home or tribe to live under the protection of another. Paleo Hebrew meaning of ger. Paleo Hebrew was the pictographic scripture where each letter represented a concrete object, and the word ger is spelled with two letters, gimel and resh. It means what? A traveling man or a person on the move. Aramaic conjugate gayor. In ancient Targums and Aramaic of the Hebrew, ger was translated into Aramaic gayar or goyor, from guest to convert. It says the root meaning, Arabic gayar, is to draw near, to bring in guests. So you're not related to these people. If you're a guest, you're not related to these. Strange and stranger. This comes from the root to turn aside, to separate out. A czar is a stranger because they are outsiders to specific group, like a non-priest trying to enter a holy altar. Unauthorized, strange, even dangerous. This means foreigner or unknown outsider, unlike girl who lives in the respected laws. Nokash, to temporary visitors or foreigner who still owes allegiance to foreign king or foreign gods. Okay? Okay? We're not supposed to have nothing to do with that. When looking at the concept through the ancient Semitic lens, we just established that idea of keeping strange women out of the temple is deeply rooted in spiritual bounding, unauthorized access, and covenant period rather than just a physical exclusion. The phrase strange women in Paleo Hebrew does not mean women who is ungodly or odd. It relies on the word zara. It says to turn aside, separate, and to be unauthorized. These are zaras. These are strange women. They do not belong. These people bring the danger of our titles. You know the same foreign women. It says foreign women. Same people. I told you. Strange are foreign women. These are foreign women. Says explicitly, man, thou shalt not bring in a what? Hire of a whore, a foreign woman into the thing. A strange woman. Thank you. So, we do what? Nor the things that are profitable to a strange nation. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Creator are made known to us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Creator to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies, for you provoked the Creator that made you by sacrificing unto the creed to devils, to demons, and not to the Creator. You were sacrificing unto devils. Let me show you something. Let's go back to Internet Archive. We're going to go back over here. So I done taught y'all how they tricked us into doing jobs. Now I'm finna teach y'all how they tricked us in religions. And then I'm finna show y'all why they scared of y'all young folks. We're almost done. We're about an hour in. Got about an hour more. We're at 2 hours and 30 minutes. So this is going to be 3 hours and about 30 minutes. So let's go to the JPS. Back to the JPS. Y'all, if this wasn't important, I wouldn't be doing it. And I own this book, and I also own the Stone Edition, but you can't see the Stone Edition. I'll show you this. Show you. They won't let you look at the Stone Edition tonight on here anymore. So that's why I'm using the JPS. Because I used to be able to pull up the Stone Edition to not on here. See, they won't let you do it no more. See, they took it off. So that's why I have to see, watch this. They won't let you see, they won't let it, they took it off, so it's not on here no more. So that's why I had to start doing the JPS. So let's go to Isaiah 66. That's Judges. And the last thing I'm going to read is Jeremiah, because I'm going to show y'all why they're afraid of y'all. And this is a prophecy, people. We're going to Isaiah 66, though. What is this? That's Kings. So, yeah. Isaiah 66. It says, thus says the Creator Haya, the heaven is my throne, the earth is my footstool. What could you build? Where could you build a house for me? What place could serve as my abode? The Creator said, and whenever the Creator answers a question to that, that means nowhere or no. Whenever the Creator asks a question, that's no. You cannot do that. So the Creator never told us about a temple, build the Creator a temple. Remember, I just did the other video showing you that what we were told was a temple of Solomon was told that was not. They switched out the simple teaching that Solomon got and gave you the Hermetic teachings of the Egyptians temple. That was not our temple. All this was made by my hand, and thus it shall come into being, declares the Creator Hell. Yet such one I look on. So who did the Creator look for? The Creator saying, these are the people that I look for. These are the people that I want. The poor and the brokenhearted, who is concerned with what? My word. This is who the Creator wants. And then it says, as for those who slaughter oxen and slay humans, who sacrifice sheep and emulate dogs, who present an oblation of blood of swine, who offer incense and worship false gods, just as they chose their ways. These are their ways, not mine. And take pleasure in their abominations. So these things right here, there's your Hebrew over there. These things right here are an abomination, people, to the Creator. The Creator never told them to do this stuff. Okay? All of these, there are abominations to the Creator. Creator never told us to do this. He who do what? Who sacrifice sheep, emulate dogs, who slaughter oxen, and who slays humans. And who do what? Slays humans. The Creator says, so I will choose to mock them and bring them the very thing they dread. What is that? Death. The Creator said, I called and they did not respond. I spoke and none of them paid heed. No, none of them did what? Took warning. The Creator sent us the warning of how to live and how not to live. And you chose to live the ways of your ancestors. And what did your ancestors do to get you? It caused us to go into slavery. Now, let's go to Deuteronomy. Let me see how I got this written. Let's do these quick precepts, and then I will do the last teaching that the Creator wants me to show y'all, and then this video will be done. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30 and 10. See, Kings, Judges, Deuteronomy. Ooh, right up there too. Deuteronomy 30 and 10. So let's start right. It says, let's start right here. Let's read all of 28. Let's do all 29. So y'all can see where I'm about to tell you. And Moses summoned all of Israel and said to them, you have seen all that the Creator did before your very eyes in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh and to all his courtiers. Now, didn't we just say that king was going to bring in their what? Courtiers. Their officers. Their people. Into his whole country. The wondrous feats that you saw with your own eyes, those prodigious signs and marvels. Ooh. Yet to this day, the Creator has not given you a mind to understand and eyes to see and ears that hear. I lead you through the wilderness 40 years. The clothes on your back did not wear out, nor did the sandals on your feet. You had no bread to eat and no wine and no other intoxicating to drink, that you might know that I am the Creator. Hell, why? The Creator said, I took away from you the intoxicating things of Egypt. And when you reach this place, King Shion of Heshbon and the King Og of Bashan came out to engage us in battle, but we defeated them. And we took their land and gave it to the Reubenites and Gadites and half tribe of Manasseh as their heritage. Therefore, observe faithfully all the terms of this covenant, that you may succeed in all your undertaking. You stand this day, all of you, before the Creator, our authority and power, your tribal heads, your elders, your officials, all the men of Israel. Remember the men of Israel. The women were the house of Jacob. Your children, your wives, even strangers within your camp, because they went and got strange wives from the wood chipper. You're like, no, they didn't. Yes, this is in the book of Jasher. They went and took strange wives and dumped the women of the house of Jacob. So the house of Jacob went and married into Ephraim. From the wood chipper to the water drawer, to enter into the covenant of the Creator, your power, which the Creator, your power, is concluded with you this day, with its sanctions, to end that he may establish you this day as his people and be your power. And he promised you, and he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I make this covenant with its sanction, not with you alone, but both with those who are standing here and with us this day before the Creator, our power, and with those who are not with us in this day. So this is our covenant too. This is our covenant too. Well, you know that we dwelt in the land of Egypt, and we passed through the midst of various other nations. So the wilderness was not empty, people. They walked through other nations. And you have seen the detestable things and fetishes of wood and stone and silver and gold that they kept. Perchance there is among you some men and women and some clans or tribe whose heart is even now turning away from the Creator, our power, to go and worship the gods of those nations. And that did happen. The Creator said in the wilderness, you went to worship the gods of those nations. That is in Ezekiel. Perchance there is among you a stock sprouting poison weed and wormwood. What is wormwood? Wormwood is what? False doctrine. With such a one's heart of the words these sanction. So here's the sanctions to the people who want to do what? Wormwood. And who do want to do what? Worship the gods of the other nations. Here's your punishments. He may fancy himself Femying, thinking, I shall be saved, though I follow my own willful heart, to the utter ruin of moist and dry light. The Creator will never forgive him. Rather, the Creator anger and passion rage against that man. So it's against that man. To every sanctioned record in this book coming down upon him. And the Creator will blot out your name from under heaven if you do what? If you do what? If you do what? The Creator will do what? Blot out your name. The Creator will do what? Have anger and passion and rage against that man till every sanctioned record in the book comes down upon them. And the Creator blots out his name from under the heaven. And the Creator will single them out from all the tribes of Israel for misfortune, in accordance with all the sanctions of the covenant recorded in this book of teaching. And later generations will ask, the children who succeed you and the foreigners who come from distant lands and see the plagues and disease of the Creator has afflicted upon the land, all its soil devastated by sulfur and salt, beyond sowing and producing, no grass growing in it. The Creator's telling you what's going to happen to Babylon right there. It says, just like the uphealing of Sodom and Gomorrah, Adamah and Zobah. Y'all don't know about these two places getting destroyed too. There's more than Sodom and Gomorrah that got destroyed. Let's do a web search. Adamah and Zobah were two ancient Canaanite cities located in the Valley of Siddim, near the southern end of the Dead Sea. They are famously grouped with Sodom and Gomorrah as part of the 5 cities of plain. So this happened to that too. They're over by the Dead Sea. Y'all know where the Dead Sea is, right? That's in Utah. The rebellion in Genesis 14, King Shadabah and Hadabah, King Shabbanar and Zebulun joined alliance with Sodom and Gomorrah, and they fought in the first record war in the Bible to rebel against the eastern king. The destruction, while Sodom and Gomorrah received the most attention, Deuteronomy 29:23 explicitly states that Adamah and Zalmah were absolutely completely destroyed by fire, brimstone, due to the Creator's wrath. Okay, so they got it too. And it ain't nothing new under the sun. And the Creator said, in the end of days, it's going to happen again to Babylon. Which the Creator overthrew in the fierce anger. All the nations will ask, why did the Creator do thus to this land? Wherefore thou awful wrath? They will be told, because they forsake the covenant that the Creator, our authority, the power of their fathers made with them when he freed them out of the land of Egypt. They turned to the service of other gods and worshiped them. That's the religion you're in now. Whom they had not experienced and whom the Creator had not allotted them to. So the Creator was incensed, angry, y'all. He was pissed at that land and brought upon it all curses recorded in this book. And the Creator uprooted them from their soil in angry, fury, and great wrath, and cast them into another land, as is still the case. We are still in the land of our captivity. How do you know? Don't you still got a job? Concealed acts concerning the Creator, our power. But with overt acts, it is for us and our children to ever apply all the provisions of the Creator's teaching. The Creator says you got to go find the teachings, the true teachings. When all these things befall you, and the blessings and the curse that I have set before you, you have taken them to heart amidst the various nations to which the Creator, your power, has banished you, and you return to the Creator, your power. Is what? It says when. The key word here is when. Sister Terry pointed that out. The Creator said when. When all these things befall you, and blessings, and the curses that I have set before you, and you taken them to heart, the various nations to which the Creator, your power, your authority and power has banished you, and you return to the Creator, your power, and you and your children heed the Creator's command. Now, what did we just learn? What heed was? We enlightened you on the Creator's command with all your heart and all your soul, just as I commanded upon you this day. Then the Creator, your power, will restore your fortunes, take you back in love. The Creator will bring you together again from all the peoples where the Creator, our authority and power, has scattered, even if your outcasts are in the ends of the world. From there, the Creator, your power, will gather you. From there, the Creator will fetch you. And the Creator, your power, will bring you to the land that your forefathers, your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it. And the Creator will make you more prosperous and more numerous than your fathers. Then the Creator, your power, will open up your heart and the hearts of your offspring to love the Creator with all your heart and all your soul, in order that you may live. And the Creator, your power, will inflict all those nations upon all those curses upon your enemies. So all the crap that was done to us is going to happen to them, and we're going to stand back and watch it. But it's all about when. When. It says here, the Creator, your power and authority will inflict all those curses upon the enemies and foes who persecuted you. And you, however, will again heed the Creator and obey the Creator's commandments that I enjoined upon you this day. And the Creator, your power, will grant you abundant prosperity in all your undertakings, in the issues of your womb, the offspring of your cattle, the produce of your soil. For the Creator will again delight in your well-being, as the Creator did in that of your forefathers. Since you will be heeding, so we would have to be heeding the Creator and keeping the Creator's commandments and laws that are recorded in this book of teachings. Once you return, once you return to the Creator, your power, with all your heart and soul, surely the instructions which I enjoin upon you this day is not baffling for you, nor is beyond reach. It is not in the heavens, that you should say, whom among you can go up to the heavens and get it for us and impart it to us, that we may observe it. Neither is it to be beyond the sea, that you should say, whom among us can cross to the other side of the sea and get it for us and impart it to us, that we may observe it. No. When the Creator asks a question, the answer is always, The thing is very close to you, in your mouth and in your heart, to observe it. So you already know what righteousness is. You just choose to listen to the other people. See, I set before you this day life and prosperity, or death and adversity. So the Creator gave you a choice. For I command you this day to love the Creator, here, your authority and power, to walk in the Creator's way and to keep the Creator's commandment, the Creator's laws, the Creator's rules, that you may thrive, increase, that the Creator, your power, may baruch you in the land that you are about to enter and possess. But if your heart turns away, you give no heed, and are lured into the worship and the service of other gods, I declare to you this day that you shall certainly perish, and you shall not long endure on the soil that you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. The Creator said, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day. I put before you life and death, blessings and curse. Choose. It's your choice. But our old heads have already chose. They chose financial gain. They chose all of that. They don't care. They don't want it. They don't want it. Now the Creator tells us not to listen to the other nations. So let's go to Isaiah 17. Jeremiah. We need to do. So yes, Isaiah 17. That looks so weird, squiggling like that. So Isaiah 17, 12, and 13. The Creator tells you not to listen to these people. It's just, let me see. Let's just do all of Isaiah. No, let's do all of 17. The Damascus pronouncements. This is a judgment. Behold, Damascus shall cease to be a city, and it shall become a heap of ruins. The towns of Aurora shall be deserted. And I know where Damascus is because I know what Aurora is. And that is southern. This is southern Colorado. So these towns are empty. Y'all, is desert down there. So that lets us know that this is a future prophecy that the Creator is telling us, because you used to be able to live down in southern Colorado. You can't live down there no more. Everybody had to move up north Colorado. And it shall become heaps and ruins, and the towns of Aurora shall be deserted, and shall be a place for flocks to lie down with none disturbing it. Fortune shall cease from Ephraim, and sovereignty from Damascus, and the town of Ephraim is around Denver. The remnant of Amram shall become like the mass of Israel. So Amram's land was what y'all call now, what Dorothy was, Kansas and all that. That was the land of Aram, like the masses of Israelites. And in that day, the mass of Jacob shall dwindle, and the fatness of his body became lean, after being like the standing grain, harvest by the reaper's death. We reap ears by the armful, and he shall be like the ears that are gleaned in the valley of Rephaim. We are in the valley of Rephaim now, the valley of decisions. We the one came here. Only gleaning shall be left for him. And as when one beats the olive tree, 2 berries or 3 on the top post. This is how many actual full-blooded Israelites are left on the earth. Not many. Not many. So let me go back up here. So see the 2 berries on the tree. So when you beat 2 or 3 in every place, there's only 2 or 3 full-blooded Israelites left. And it says Amram is just gonna come just like Israel. The Creator gonna make the Amram the same way as Israel. They're gonna make them like 2 or 3 berries on the tree. They're going to be far and few between of the real Shemites. Real Shemitic people, it's very few of us left on earth. That's why in Isaiah 24, it says that it's going to be very few people left on earth. But then the Creator's going to take us few people left on earth and make us more powerful and make us more, and I'm including myself in that, baby. I ain't dying. We make us the most powerful thing on earth. So I just wanted to break this down to you. So it says, declares the Creator, declares the authority and the power of Israel. And then it says, in that day, and you know a branch is a lineage. In that day, the men shall turn to their Maker, and their eyes will look on the Holy One of Israel, and they shall not turn to the altars that their own hands made. See, the Creator never told us to make altars, because the Creator said you made that. And look to the sacred posts and incense stands that their own fingers wrought. The Creator said, I never told you to do that. And in that day, their forces, the fortress cities shall be like the desert cities which the Horish and the Amorite abandoned, because of the Israelites there shall be desolation. Ooh. Truly you have forgotten the Creator who saves you, and have not remembered the rock of your shelter. That is why you plant a delightful sapling. So you over here got this delightful sapling. That is a false God. It says you forgot me, the Creator. And so you planted your own sapling. You made your own God. What you sow proves a disappointing slip. On that day that you plant, you see it grow. On the morning you sow, you see it bud. But the branches wither away on that day of sickness and mortal agony. What is mortal agony? Death. The roar of many peoples. This is the voice of many peoples that roar as roars of the sea. The rage of nations that rage, and rage of many waters. These nations rage like masses water. Where do they come? Water is the law. They come with many different laws. But the Creator shout at them, and they flee away, driven like chaff before the wind in the hills, and like the tumbling before the gale. So the Creator says, I'm going to run off all of their false doctrine, which is happening now. Okay? We're not supposed to be doing what? Listening to these many waters, which is fake laws, which is what we call wormwood. So the Creator tells us in Isaiah 43, let's go. Ooh, I'm almost done. Y'all been working on this do y'all know I started working on this yesterday? And I'm just coming up with the teaching today. I started working on this yesterday. Sweet. Jeremiah 43. Isaiah 43. That's what I need. 44. Isaiah 43 and 16. The Creator says, thus says the Creator, your Redeemer, and the Holy One of Israel. For your sake I send to Babylon. I will bring down all of her bars, and the Chaldeans shall raise their voice in lamentation. I am your Holy One, the Creator, your King, and the Creator of Israel. Thus says the Creator, hail our authority, who made a road through the sea, and a path through the mighty waters. The Creator said, I will make a path through the waters of the other nations, who destroyed the chariots and the horses and all the mighty hosts, and they will lay down and rise no more. The Creator said, I'm about to destroy all the religions. I'm about to destroy all the religions. And who is the creator going to send? Let's go. Who they scared of? Who they scared of? Let's do this first. Who they scared of? Who they scared of?
Holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varney Shore. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. The problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. Black is with the young generation of the black community.
They scared of y'all YNs.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
You know, I wonder why Israel's biggest problem is the young generation of the black community.
This is why. Let's read. This is Jeremiah out of the Septuagint. And do y'all know they took this out of our book? That's why I have to keep reading it in the Septuagint. So, wait a minute. Let's go to 27. I did it backwards. Let's do the 27. All of 27. This is why they're afraid of you. I got it in order. Yep. Now, what did we just learn about Babylon? What did we just learn about Babylon? Let's go. And their voice is as that of the hissing of serpents, for they go upon the sand, and they shall come upon Egypt with axes, as men who that cut wood. They shall cut down her forest, says the Creator here, for their numbers can, and the word forest means people. For their numbers can all when it talks about wood, when it talks about trees, it talks about forest. Those are people. So these people, their voice is as that of hissing serpents. There are people who are coming. For they go upon the sand, and they shall come upon Egypt with axes, as men that cut wood. They shall cut down her forest, says the Creator here, for their numbers can all be conjectured, for it exceeds the locusts in multitude. So the Creator called the locusts, this is a wicked people that eat all your stuff. These are the people that are stressing us out right now, as we see, in multitude. And they are in number. So it's going to be somebody's coming that is even more powerful than these people that are on our necks right now. The daughter of Egypt is confounded. She is delivered into the hands of a people from the north. Behold, I will avenge Ammon, her son, upon Pharaoh, and upon them that trust in him. Said, who trust in Pharaoh? I'm going to avenge the people who trust in Pharaoh. Who is Pharaoh? That's JC. But fear not, you, my servant Jacob, neither be you alarmed, Israel. For behold, I will save you from afar, your seed from their captivity, and Jacob shall return. The house of Jacob will begin to prophesy like I am doing right now, and be at ease and sleep, and there shall be no one of trouble them. We ain't finna have no problems. We ain't finna have no problems. It's these other nations, and they talking about Jacob's trouble. Y'all, we done had Jacob's trouble. It's over. So you young heads, you YNs, this is for you. Fear not, you, my servant Jacob, says the Creator, for I am with you. She that is without fear. The Creator just lets you know that Jacob is a woman, because the Creator called us she. The house of Jacob, she that is without fear and in luxury, has been delivered up. For I will make a full end of every nation among whom I have thrusted you forth. But I will not cause you to fail. Yet I will chastise you in a way of judgment and will not hold you entirely guiltless. So if we are over there doing what they're doing, the Creator gonna get you. So the Creator's letting you know, if you fall out of agreement with the ways of this world, fall out of agreement. If you delineate, fall out of agreement and delineate, it's the same thing. Walk away from it. You will not be punished. It says, Jeremiah 27, the word of the Creator, which the Creator spoke against Babylon. Now we just said over there in Isaiah how the Creator finna put his foot all up in Babylon's ass, and Creator's finna send somebody on Egypt and somebody on Babylon and put his foot all in their ass, and we gonna be fine. We gonna sit back and we gonna cheer and we gonna be happy. The Creator's gonna be our front and our rear guard while they lay hands on these Negroes and Hebrews and ites and bites and shites. Proclaim you among the Gentiles, and cause the tides to be heard, and suppress them not. It says, cry out. Don't suppress these words. Say you, Babylon is taken, Belus is confounded, and fearless, and the luxurious Madderdoc is delivered up. For a nation has come upon against her from the north. He shall utterly ravage her land, and there shall be none to dwell in it, neither man nor beast. In those days, now it's in those days, we in them days right now. And at that time, the children of Israel shall come, and they and the children of Judah together, and they shall proceed weeping as they go, seeking the Creator, their power and their glory and our authority. You got to be doing what? Seeking. They shall ask the way till they come to Zion. How do we go back to Zion? So that means if you're asking how to go to Zion, that means the way that they told you ain't the right way. For that way shall they set their face, and they shall come and flee for refuge to the Creator, hair, their power. So is that we're going to go to a land, or we're going to go to who? The Creator. It says we're going to go to the Creator. For the everlasting covenant shall not be forgotten. We just talked about that in Deuteronomy. My people have been lost sheep. Why? Because you have been listening to the many waters, the many religions of the other nations. And their shepherds thrusted them out, and they caused them to wander on mountains. They went. It is their shepherds, the other nation's shepherds. They caused them to wander on the mountains. They went from mount to hill. They forgot their resting place. All that found them consumed them. So all the people that found us consumed. Their enemy said, let us not leave them alone. And what did the Creator say the Creator gonna do to our enemies? Everything they done to us, the Creator gonna make it happen to them. That's called recompense. That's called recompense. So everything that you did to the children of Israel, the house of Jacob, all of these people, the Amorites, all the Shem, all the stuff that y'all did to Shem is coming back on y'all. Everything that y'all ever did to us is coming back to y'all. Why? because they have sinned against the Creator. He that gathered their fathers had a pasture of righteousness. Flee you out of the midst of Babylon. Flee of the Babylon. What do you got to do? The Creator says, turn from their wicked ways. Stop doing what they do. Stop listening to their religion and stop taking their jobs. Delineate. And from the land of the Chaldeans and go forth and be as serpents before sleep. What do serpents do? They curl up and they rest and they go into their what? Humble abode. Before they take a rest, they go find them a hole, they get in it, and they mind their business. Get in it and mind your business. For behold, I stir up against Babylon the gathering of nations out of the land of the north, and they shall set them in a array against her. Thence shall she be taken, as the dart of an expert warrior shall not return empty. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All the spoil her shall be satisfied. Oh, they're gonna be happy. They will not come back. They will not lose a man. And because you rejoice and boasted while plundering my heritage, it says, the Creator said, because Babylon rejoiced and boasted while plundering my heritage, because you exalted as calves in the grass and pushed with the horns of bulls, your mother is greatly ashamed. Your mother that bore you for prosperity is confounded. She is the last of the nations, desolate. By reason the Creator's anger, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be all desolation. The Creator says you're not going to be able to inhabit Babylon and Chaldea when the Creator get done with y'all. I just showed you over there in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, that the Creator says, I'm going to do to Babylon exactly what I did to Sodom, Gomorrah, Adamah, and that other place. It's going to be unlivable. But it shall be a desolation, and everyone that passes through Babylon shall scowl, and they shall hiss at all her plagues. Set yourself in array against Babylon round about. So if you're round about Babylon, all you that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare not. What's bows? What's bows? What y'all call that, strap now? Set yourself in array against Babylon round about, all you that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare not your arrows, and prevail against her. You are going to prevail against Babylon. Babylon time is over. Her hands are weakened. Her bulwarks are fallen. Her wall is broken down, for it is vengeance from the Creator here. Take vengeance upon her, as she has done. Do it to her. I'm going to say it again. The Creator says, take vengeance upon her, as Babylon has done. Do it to Babylon. Utterly destroy the seed out. The seed. What is the seed? That's them people. That's Babylonian seed out of Babylon. And him that holds a sickle in the time of harvest, for fear of the Grecian sword. They shall return every one to his people. So the Grecians are coming. The Grecians are coming. They shall return every one to his people, and every one shall flee to his own land. Israel is a wandering sheep. The lions have driven him out. So Israel is a man, just like Jacob is her. The king of Assyria first devoured him, and afterwards the king of Babylon has gnawn at the bones of the men. Therefore, thus says the Creator here, behold, I will take vengeance on the king of Babylon and upon his land, as I took vengeance on the king of Assyria for what? Messing with the 10 tribes. And I will restore Israel to his pastures. We're going to go back to our land. And the Creator shall feed on Carmel and on Mount Ephraim and Gilead. Mount Ephraim is where? In Colorado. And his soul shall be satisfied. So we're going back to where? Colorado. In those days and at that time, they shall seek for the iniquity of Israel, and there shall be none. Why? Because we're going to turn from following the laws and the statutes of the what? Of the land. But it is the chosen of Israel. And chosen of Israel is what? The young men. And there, it ain't going to be the old heads. The 30s and up, they're gonna be gone with Babylon. They're gonna die with them because they gonna go down with them, because they gonna be doing what? They're gonna be doing like the Greeks, and they're gonna die with them. What is that? We just read the sword of the Grecians. The Grecians are coming. The Grecians are coming, and it's gonna cause you to die. And there shall be none. And for the sins of Judah there shall not be found, for I will be merciful to them that are left. So that means there's some gonna die on the land, says the Creator. Hell, go up against it roughly, and against them that dwell on it. Avenge, O sword, and destroy others, says the Creator. Hell, and do according to all that I command you. A sound of war, a great destruction in the land of the Chaldeans. How is the hammer of the whole earth broken and crushed? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? They shall come upon you, and you shall not know it, Babylon, that you will even be taken captive. You are found and taken because you did resist the Creator. Here, the Creator has opened the Creator's treasury. What is the treasury? What did I tell you to show you what the treasure is? That's the laws, the statutes, the commandments, which brings what? Peace. And brought forth the weapon of his anger. For the Creator has a work in the land of Chaldeans. For her times are come. Open you her storehouses. Search her as a cave, and utterly destroy her. Let there be no remnant of Chaldeans left. There will not be a Chaldean left on earth. Dry you up all her fruits, and let them go down to the slaughter. Woe to them, woe to them, for their day is come, and the time is their retribution. A voice of men fleeing and escaping from the land of Babylon, to declare to Zion the vengeance that comes from the Creator, our authority and our power. Summon many against Babylon. Hallelujah. Even everyone that bends the bow. Camp against her round about. Let not one of her people escape. Render to her according to her works. So everything y'all did to us is going to be done to you, according to all that she has done. Do it to her, for she has resisted the Creator, the holy power of Israel. Therefore shall your young men fall in the street, and all her warriors shall cast down, says the Creator. Behold, I am against you, the haughty one, says the Creator, for your day is come, and the time of your retribution. And your pride shall fail and fall, and there shall be no one to set it up again. See, all the deities are going to be gone. The Creator just said that that's what's going to happen. And I will kindle a fire in her midst, and it shall devour all things round about. Woo, woo. Y'all gonna burn it up. Thus says the Creator. The children of Israel and the children of Judah have been oppressed. All that they have taken them in captive, oppressed them together, for they would not let them go. But their Redeemer is strong. The Creator, our authority, Almighty, is the creator hell is his name. Creator hell will enter into the judgment with the adversaries, that hell may destroy the earth. And Creator will sharpen a sword against the Chaldeans, and against the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her nobles, and upon her men, and the sword upon her warriors, and they shall be weakened, and a sword upon their horses, and upon their chariots. You know, those are warships and all that kind of stuff. And a sword upon their warriors, that's the soldiers, upon the mixed people in the midst of her, and they shall be as women, a sword upon the treasure, and they shall be scattered upon the water. You know why it says they will be as women? What do women do? Bleed. And they shall be ashamed, for it is a land of graven images, and in the islands where they boast. So even the islands are going to get it. And there shall idols dwell in the island, and the young of monsters shall dwell in it, and shall not be inhabited evermore. So the islands are going to get destroyed. And it's talking about young monsters, that is animals. Animals will live there. People won't no more. And the Creator overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and the cities bordering upon them, says the Creator, no man shall dwell there. No son of man shall sojourn there. Son of man means human. Behold, the people come from the north, a great nation of many kings shall be stirred up from the end of the earth, holding bow and dagger. And the people is fierce and will have no mercy. Their voice shall sound as the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, prepared for war, like fire against you, O daughter of Babylon. I can't wait, too. I'm tired of y'all asses. The king of Babylon heard the sound of them, and his hands were in favor, anguish, overcome him. Pangs of the woman travail. See, the king of Babylon is going to hear this happen and going to pain with travails. Who is the king of Babylon? Ain't that the president? Behold, he shall come up as a iron from Jordan to Gath, for I will speedily drive them from her, and I will set all the youths. That's why they scatter you right here. I will set all the youths, young black man, against her. For who is like me, and who will resist me? And who is the shepherd who will stand before me? Therefore, hear you, counsel of the Creator, who has taken against Babylon and his devices, which he has devised upon the Chaldeans and the inhabitants. Surely lambs of their flock shall be destroyed. Surely pasture shall be cut off from them. For at the sound of the taking of Babylon, the earth shall quake. And then it's going to be a big old earthquake. And a cry shall be heard among the nations. So after the Creator sends this other nation over on Babylon, then it's going to be a big earthquake and to unalive all them folks who came over on this land, to unalive all of them. So let's keep going. Now let's go to 28. 26. It's back. 27. So it says, for the sound of taking up Babylon, the earth shall shake, and a cry shall be heard among the nations. Then it says here, and Babylon has been a golden cup in the Creator's hand, causing all the earth to be drunken. Why? Why? What did they with golden cup? What did you drink? You drank of all of their wickedness. And the nations have drunk of her wine of wickedness. Therefore they were shaken. What wine? Drink my blood. Drink this wine from my blood. And the Babylon is fallen suddenly, and is broken to pieces Lament for her. Take balm for her deadly wound, if by any means she may be healed. We tried to heal Babylon, but she was not healed. Let us forsake her. Just forget all about it. She can't be healed. And depart everyone to his own country. For her judgment has reached to the heavens, and it has mounted up to the stars. The Creator has brought forth the judgment, and come let us declare in Zion the works of the Creator. Here, I am in Zion right now, and I am declaring to you that the Creator is prophesying against Babylon, our system that we are in. Prepare the arrows, fill the quivers. The Creator has stirred up the spirit of the king of the Medes, for his wrath is against Babylon to destroy it utterly. For it is the Creator's vengeance. It is the vengeance of his people. They told you the Creator always pull up another army against wicked people. Lift up a standard on the walls of Babylon. Prepare the quivers, rouse the gourds, prepare the weapons, for the Creator has taken the works in hand and will execute what the Creator has spoken against the inhabitants of Babylon. That means it's going to happen. You can bet your bottom dollar. Dwelling on many waters in the midst of abundance of treasure. What country is dwelling on many waters? There's only one country that is surrounded all by waters, and that is this one that we're in, the United States of America. Dwelling on many waters and amidst the abundance of her treasures. Your end is come verily into your bowels. For the Creator has sworn by the Creator's arm, saying, I will fill you with men as with locusts, and they will come down to cry against you. Y'all do know what locusts do, right? They don't leave nothing. The Creator made the earth by the Creator's power, preparing the world by the Creator's wisdom, and by the Creator's understanding, the Creator stretched out the heavens. And at the Creator's voice, the Creator made a sound of water in the heaven, and brings up clouds from the stream of the earth. And the Creator makes lightning for rain, and brings light out of the Creator's treasure. Every man has completely lost understanding. Every goldsmith is confounded, because they create their own images, y'all. But they have cast false gods. There is no breath in them. They are vain works, objects of scorn. And in the time of their visitation, these what? People shall what? Perish. When the visitation times come, they're going to perish. And it says that in Micah chapter 7, when visitation comes, all ye kings, all ye priests are going to be perplexed. Why? Because they are teaching lies. Not such as the portion for Jacob. So all these people over here are going to perish. They're going to perish. But the Creator says, but Jacob will not. Not such is Jacob portions. Jacob portions is not death. For the Creator that formed all things, the Creator is that Jacob is the inheritance of who? The Creator. The Creator Haya is the name. So the portion that belongs to Jacob is not there. And the Creator Haya inherited Jacob. And then it says, you, Jacob, shall scatter for me the weapons of war, and you, Jacob, I will scatter nations by you, and Jacob will destroy kings. I will destroy kings by the means of you, Jacob. And by you, Jacob, I will scatter the horses and the riders. And by you, Jacob, I will scatter chariots and them that ride on them. And by you, Jacob, I will scatter the youth and the maid. And by you, Jacob, I will scatter man and woman. And by you, Jacob, I will scatter the shepherd and his flock. And by you, Jacob, I will scatter the husbandman Oh, I remember we just looked up the word husband. Husband? That mean what? Husband mean what? Husband mean what? Husband mean what? Baal, Lord. The Creator's gonna do what? Scatter the husbandman and his husbandry. So the Creator is going to use Jacob to put a stop to Baal and Baal's teachings. Did y'all know that word right there is Baal? I bet nobody's ever taught y'all that, have they? It says, by you, Jacob, I will scatter the leaders and the captains, and I will recompense to Babylon, to all that Chaldeans that dwell there, all their mischiefs that they have done to Zion before your eyes. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. We're going to see it, says the Creator. And behold, I am against you, the ruined mountain that destroyed the whole earth. I will stretch out my hand upon you, and I will roll you down upon the rocks, and I will make you a burnt mountain. Hallelujah. I can't wait. Tired them. And they shall not take from you a stone for a corner, nor a stone for a foundation, for you shall be a desolation forever, says the Creator here. We won't even be able to use a stone. We won't be able to use a rock. Lift up a standard in the land. Sound the trumpets among the nations. Consecrate the nations against Babylon. Raise up kings against her by me. And for the people of Ashkenaz, set against her engines of war. Woo, woo. Bring up against her horses as a multitude of her locusts. Bring up nations against her, even the kings of the Medes and the whole earth, her rulers and all her captains. Get them, y'all, get them. And the earth has quaked and been troubled, because the purpose of the Creator has risen up against Babylon to make the land of Babylon a desolation and uninhabitable. The warrior of Babylon has failed to fight. So, young ninjas, YNs, this your time. Says the warriors of Babylon has failed to fight. They shall sit there in siege, and their power is broken. They will not win no more. Stop letting them snatch our people and hang them on trees. It's over for them. Their power is broken. They are become like women. They're going to be bleeding like a woman bleeds. And her tabernacles have been set on fire, and her bars are broken. And one shall rush, running to meet another runner. And one shall go with ties to meet another with ties, to bring ties to the king of Babylon, that her cities are taken. Woo! And at the end of his passage, where they were taken in his cisterns, and they have been burnt with fire, and his warriors are all gone forth. They are going forth. But thus says the Creator, the house of the kings of Babylon shall be threshed as a floor in the season. Yet a little while, her harvest shall come. Ooh, it's on the brink, y'all. It's just right there. The Creator has the Creator has devoured them. He has torn me asunder. Array, darkness has not come upon me. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, has swallowed me up as a dragon has filled his belly with delicacies. My troubles and my distress have driven me out into Babylon. Shall she that dwells in Zion say, my blood shall be upon the Chaldeans dwelling there? Shall Jerusalem say, therefore, thus says the Creator, behold, I will judge your adversaries, and I will execute vengeance for you, and I will waste her sea and dry up her fountains. It ain't even gonna be no water over here, y'all. It's gonna be a desert. Babylon shall be a desolation and shall not be inhabited, for they rose up up together as lions, and lions whelps. In their heat, I will give them drought. Ain't they got heat going on over there in the east of America right now? And make them drunk. And they may be what? Stupefied. The Creator's going to make them stupefied. And sleep and everlasting sleep, and they will not, shall not, ever, ever, never, never wake, says the Creator. Hail. And bring you them down as lambs to the slaughter and rams to the kid. The Creator said, I done put them in a stupor. I done made them stupid. I done made them dumb. I done made them deaf, dumb, and blind. Made them mute. Go get them. That's why they scared of y'all, your YNs. That's why they scared of y'all. And it ain't the old heads they scared of. Or they wouldn't let them be out there on every street corner in their purple dinosaur suits with the fringes on it screaming. They ain't scared of them. They scared of y'all young niggas because to know that the Creator got something for them and it's coming out y'all hands. And bring you them down, YNs, as lambs to the slaughter and rams with kids. How has the boasting of all the earth been taken and caught in snare? How has Babylon become a desolate among the nations? The sea has come up upon Babylon with the sound of its waves, and she is covered. After the war, after y'all put boot to ass to them, then there's going to be an earthquake. Then water going to come up over it. It's going to be an ocean. Her cities are become like dry and trackless lands. Not so much as one man shall dwell in it, neither shall a son of man lodge in it. And I will take vengeance on Babylon and bring forth out of her mouth what she has swallowed down. And the nation shall no more be gathered on her. And in Babylon, the slain of men of all the earth shall fall. Go forth of the land, and you that escape, stay not. Stop doing what Babylon do. And you that are far off, remember the Creator, and let Jerusalem come in your mind. We are ashamed because we have not heard our reproach. Disgrace has covered our face. Aliens are come into our sanctuary, even into the house of the Creator. Here, they're not related to us. Therefore, behold, the days comes, says the Creator, when I will take vengeance upon her graven images, and slain men shall fall in her lands. For thou, Babylon, shall go up as the heavens, and thou shalt strengthen her walls with her power. From me shall come that shall destroy her, says the Creator. A sound of cry in Babylon, a great destruction in the land of Chaldeans. For the Creator has utterly destroyed Babylon and cut off her the great voice, the sounds of many waters. Did not tell you the many waters of the nations? The Creator says, stop listening to her many waters. That's Isaiah chapter 17, 12 through 13. Creator gonna make a way out of nowhere. Isaiah 43 and 16. It'll be the Creator who will do it. And the sounds of her many waters has consigned her voice to destruction. For the distress has come upon Babylon. Her wars are taken. Their bows are useless. For the Creator recompense them.
Today is Tuesday, November 18th, and it is about 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I got a message from my brother that he had a dream that was very, very interesting, and I tell you why in a little bit. But I would like to read the dream. It's a very chaotic and catastrophic dream about judgment on America. Let me read. It says, in the dream I was at the kitchen washing a cup when all of a sudden I started to float and was taken up high enough to see the entirety of the USA. I then was taken to Manhattan, where I descended low enough to see many people walking in the streets and people in their office working. It was a normal day, everything was fine. All of a sudden I looked towards the ocean and saw a large missile coming out of the water in extreme high speed. I could see some people looking out the window, and instantaneously their eyes were melted. I was immediately taken to a higher altitude to see the impact of the missile. When it hit Manhattan, it was dead on. I could see a large ball of fire growing rapidly horizontally, and people were evaporating and the buildings melting. After that, I was taken to Florida. The city looked like it was Miami. I was taken this time to the beach and was floating very low, almost touching the sand. I could see many people at the beach. I could see the city, the beautiful buildings behind the people in the beach. I could also see people in their offices working, also just like in Manhattan. Again, just a normal day. But again, I saw a large missile coming out of the ocean extremely fast. And once again, as it came up, it came down on the beach, right where the water reached the dry sand and right in front of me. I was taken up again and could see a large ball of fire spreading horizontally and consuming everything. Since the missile hit the beach, that ball of fire went towards the ocean and destroyed many boats and large ships. I also saw a large wave push towards the ocean due to the explosion. Once again, I was taken to a very high altitude that I could see the entire USA in the Pacific Ocean. Out of the Pacific Ocean, 4 large missiles came out. They hit California, Washington, New Mexico, and Illinois. I saw the large balls of fire again, and they consumed everything. As these 4 missiles hit the areas, I mentioned that's when I heard a voice. The voice said to me, I'm showing these things because America's Judgment Day will be happening very soon. I'm going to destroy her, but the ones that are mine, I will spare their lives. Instantly, I was in the wilderness. I was no longer floating. I could see many trees and some clearance in the skies as well. Suddenly, a wall of fire came down, encircled the whole forest, and then I was a roof.
Remember, trees are people. Forest is a whole nation.
Of fire came down and sealed us in there, protecting us from destruction. And that's how the dream ended. It's interesting that my brother sent this message to me, and then I was just with my wife sitting down, just hanging out. And I got the remote and went to Netflix, and I don't watch much TV or many movies at all, but I was just looking, scrolling, if you will. And there was a movie, I believe the name was The House of Dynamite. And I started watching a little bit. I didn't like the plot, or it was too slow in knowing a little bit of the military like I do. I didn't agree with certain things. But something very interesting about that movie was that there was a missile that was launched against the U.S. According to the movie, it was the 3rd one. 2 were just tests, and the missile came out of the Pacific and fell on the Pacific. But this third missile that the movie talks about actually was a nuclear head and was going towards Chicago, and they couldn't stop it. So I didn't watch the whole movie, so I just forwarded to the end, and they didn't show the explosion, but they showed the complete desperation of people. And when I got first my brother's text about his dream, and then I saw that movie in a warhead, a nuclear warhead, hitting Chicago. Look, we all know the world feels extremely different, very different. Let's be ready. Let's be ready.
Last night the Lord gave me a dream, and y'all, this thing is real. I was outside and I heard a sound that drew my eyes to the sky, and I saw missiles. I saw missiles being released, multiple missiles. And while those missiles were being released, it's almost as if simultaneously I saw more missiles being released. But with these missiles, I saw flags that were representing other countries. So just as America was releasing missiles, there were other countries also releasing missiles. And all I remember saying is, we gotta go to the basement. And before I knew it, all I heard was a loud boom. All I could see was fire and smoke and ash and destruction and cries. Listen, I think, thank you, Lord. God, listen, this is mercy. All these warnings, all this time, all these chances, listen, y'all better take heed. Pay attention to what is happening around you. Turn off the blogs. You see what's going on the news, what's happening in our governmental systems. Listen, the warning is there. This is mercy.
Zechariah 14. Behold, a day is coming. A day is coming. Behold, a day of the Creator is coming, and your plunder shall be shared within you. I will gather all the nations to Jerusalem to wage war, and the city shall be captured, and the houses shall be plundered, and the women shall be ravished, and half the city shall go forth in exile, and the rest of the people shall not be cut off from the city. And the Creator shall go forth and wage war with those nations, like the day he waged war on the day of battle. And on that day his feet shall stand on the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem, from the east. And the mountain of Olives shall split in the midst thereof towards the east and towards the west. a very great valley. Half the mountain shall move to the north, and half the valley shall move to the south. And you shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach Azal. And you shall flee as you fled because of the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, the king of Judah. Did y'all know there was a big ass earthquake during that time? And we found that earthquake. It was in the 1600s. You can find it in some writings in Canada. You won't find it in America, but you'll find it in writings in Canada. That there was an earthquake that went from Canada all the way down into Mexico, and there was two volcanoes who went off then. It says it's going to be as is this earthquake in the days of Uzziah, the king of Judah, and the Creator, the authority and the power shall come. A holy one, excuse me, and holy ones with the Creator. And all it shall come to pass on that day that there shall be no light, only disappearing light and thick darkness. And it shall be one day that shall be known to the Creator, neither day nor night. It shall come to pass that at evening tide it shall be light. And it shall come to pass that on that day that spring water shall come forth from Jerusalem, half of it to the eastern sea and half of it to the western sea. In summer and winter it shall be. And the Creator shall become king over all the earth. And on that day shall the Creator be one. And the Creator name will be one. And the whole earth shall be changed like a plain, and the hill of Rimnah in the south of Jerusalem. But it, Jerusalem, will be elevated up on high and remain in its old place, from the gate of Benjamin to the first of the gate unto the corner gate, and from the tower of Hannah unto the king's wine cellar. It's going to be still where it is, while everybody around going to sink in to a valley. And they shall dwell therein, and there shall be no more destruction. But Jerusalem shall dwell in safety. And this shall be the plague wherein the Creator will smite all the nations who besiege Jerusalem. Their flesh will waste away while they stand still on their feet. And their eyes will waste away in their sockets, and their tongue shall waste away in their mouth. And it will come to pass that on that day that there will be great consternation sent by the Creator upon them. Each one shall seize the hand of the other, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of the other. Yea, even Judah will fight against Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the nations round about, gold and silver and apparel, will be gathered into very great abundance. And so will be the plague of horses and mules and camels and donkeys and all the animals that are in those camps, similar this plague. And it will come to pass that everyone left of the nations who came up against Jerusalem will go up from year to year to prostrate themselves to the king, to the authority of the host of the heavens and earth, and celebrate the festival of tabernacles. And it shall be, whoever of all the families of earth do not go up to Jerusalem to prostrate themselves to the Creator, the authority of the host of heavens and earth upon them, there shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt does not go up and does not come, it shall not rain upon them. The plague on Egypt will be the same as that which the Creator will plague the nations who do not go to celebrate the festivals of tabernacle. Such will be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all the nations who do not go up to celebrate the festival of tabernacle. And on that day there will be upon the bells of horses the holy to the Creator hair, and the pots of the house of the Creator will be like the sprinkling bowls before the altar. Yea, every pot of Jerusalem and Judah will be holy to the Creator, the authority of the hosts in heavens. And all who sacrifice will come and take them and cook in them, and there will no longer be traffickers in the house of the Creator on the host of that day. It'll be over with. It'll be done. All praises to the Creator here and here. Oh, I got one more thing. In Malachi 3, the Creator says to you, in Malachi 3, I almost forgot it. I wanted to end with this. Malachi 3 and 10. I wanted to end with this. Malachi 3 and 10. The Creator says this. From the days of your fathers, you have departed from my laws and have not kept them. Return to me, and I will return to you, says the Creator, the authority of the hosts in heavens. But you say, with what have we returned? Will a man rob the Creator, yet rob me? You say, with what have we robbed you? With tithes and with offerings? And the Turim of Levi? No, you are crushed with a curse. But you robbed me, what? The whole nation. You robbed me of my nations. The Creator said, bring the whole of the tithes into the treasury, so that there may be nourishment for my house. And test me now therewith, says the Creator. The Creator says, test me. Test me, and I will show you the true ways. Call out in the Creator's name. Hail and be saved. Follow the Creator's laws, statutes, commandments, and be saved. What is the Creator's laws, statutes, commandments? I showed you in Isaiah 58. Free the people of bondage, of the job, and the bondage of the religions. Delineate, children, and be free. Test the Creator, and He will show you His power. All praises to the Creator, hail and hail alone. Hallelujah. Woo.